But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Sure, they got Wale.
What's up, y'all?
Whoa, hold on.
Is that Linus Tech?
You do something. What you be doing?
I'm on here freestyling for people, man. Can I do a freestyle for you guys?
That's that dude. That's that TikToker.
Oh, damn. Yo, can I do a freestyle for you guys?
Give us one. Wait, turn up.
Hold on. We gotta give him words. We gotta give him words.
Give me the most creative, challenging words you can think of.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ambidextrous. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Another big one.
Another big
Chronicle.
one. Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. All right.
Okay. Revolutionary.
Ambidextrous, chronicle, Afghanistan, and revolutionary. Those are the words? Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Other artists really need to get their flex up. When it come to freestyles, yo, I'm next up. I be shining kinda like my man's necklace. Use both sides of my brain, I'm ambidextrous. I'm the freshest type. They can feel the vibes from left to right. Y'all know that I'm the dopest on jams. Ambidextrous, cause I can use both of my hands. Then again, it don't matter if I'm right or left-handed, cause I never write it. I hope you understand it. I provide it right off the tip of the brain. And when I'm spitting for my people, all my shit is insane. I make it happen. I'ma kick a rap verse. Shout to my homie with the necklace and the black shirt. Filming on the phone, gotta get it on your camera. They got questions, Harry is the answer. Yeah, I'm about to make it known. When I rhyme, I be entering the crazy zone. Thank you for the words, y'all came up with the good stuff. Shout the homie chilling in the middle with his hood up. I go beyond your flow, going places other rappers wanna go. Do it by myself, no sponsor, bro. I'm delivering the rap chronicles. Your level up, I go beyond it. Matter of fact, I'm about to get you lifted like the Chronic. Can't nobody else rock this way. High like the Chronic, that's word to Dr. Dre. H-Mac, I'ma put it down. Every time I'm rhyming, they be loving my sound. Can't nobody really do it like me. Winning in my psyche. Shout my homie who be rocking Nike on the zip up. I get props whenever I be spitting. They gon' see me on TikTok for hip hop. I'ma put it down for all of y'all. I be cold shivery. This here is the Chronicle delivery. Delivering the magazine and the periodical. I got the hottest flow, you know I brought it, bro. I ain't never slipping. Yeah, y'all just be assistant. I'm Michael Jordan. These rappers like Pippen. Think they on my level, homie. They be tripping. I grip the mic and then I'm about to slam the jam from LA to Afghanistan. I'm about to break it down till I find my peace. They put my music in the Middle East, yeah. All my lyrics are gigantic, I'm about to make them panic. They can feel my shit across the whole planet, yeah. Lyrics is what I'm about to push. He was like, yo, he's rapping right now. He said, shush, please be quiet, he's really getting down. I'ma blow your mind with the rhymes that's profound. I be doing me, and y'all know they never doing Harry. When it come to lyrics, all my flows are revolutionary. What I mean to say is when I'm spitting off the brain, I be revolutionary, go against the grain. I'm about to make a change the whole earth. I'm about to blow your mind with the freestyle verse. The beat style, but I wasn't ready to end. H-Mac be the freestyle internet trend. Let's go.
Yo!
What's up, man?
Are you a TikToker?
Yeah, I'm on here doing freestyle raps for people. Could I do a freestyle for you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, dope. I need your help, because I'm gonna improvise.
Okay.
Can you give me like a song topic?
Okay. A grizzly bear drinking milk.
A grizzly bear drinking milk.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude, I love it. Oh wow, you got a grizzly bear on your mug right there?
Yeah, it's milk. That's
You drinking milk out of there?
Yes.
Oh wow,
I do.
so this makes so much sense. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, yeah. Come on, yeah. Any forest, I get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey yo, my fur it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, I'm a grizzly, it's mad facts. Us bears, we got a bad rap. Yeah, people aren't really aware. When they see us while they hiking, yo, they get scared. They like, no, that's that dude, that grizzly that's really gonna steal our food. Damn, hey yo, his size is godly. He might even catch us and eat our bodies. Yeah, people think that I'ma eat them raw. People scared of my teeth, scared of my claws. People scared cause my size is giant, and they know in a fight that I'm certain to triumph. But here's the thing, I don't like people. I'm not a bad guy, I'm not evil. Nah, that's not the way I'm built. I ain't gonna eat you, I just want your milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear, yeah. And my fur it be smoother than silk. Hey, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, real big how I been built. I'm not really a fan of the skim milk. I do invent, loving to drink the 2%. Yeah, and y'all know I don't make people feel the wrath. I want the half and half. Yeah, yo, look in my eyes, they so dreamy. Pour me a glass of milk that's mad creamy. All the milk, you know it shook me. But hey, I think I'll need some cookies. Yeah, that's gonna make sure my mood don't get low. When I got the cookies, I can dip those. Yeah, if I got the milk, it's a miracle. Yeah, I might need a bowl of cereal. Oh shit, man, he even had the prop. Y'all know we drinking non-stop. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Yeah, and my fur it be smoother than silk. Hey, so I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey, and my fur it be smoother than silk. Come on, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, I'm about to make you aware. If you got milk, better pour a glass for the bears. Yeah, I'm out here getting busy. Pour me a glass of milk for this grizzly. Yeah, I'ma make you aware. Hey, go and pour a glass of milk for the bears. Hey, y'all know the milk got me amped. And if you don't pour me a cup, I'll terrorize your camp. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's
Where
go.
are we going?
Hey guys, how's it
Come
going?
here. That wasn't me for once. I had no part in playing Grizzly Bear that time.
Not this time. I just thought I'd put it on because Vicky was here. How you doing, Roger? You good? I see you snuck in the back. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
How you doing?
Oh, good, brother. Oh, good. Oh, good. Let me say hello to the chat. Says Vicky, babe. Good to see you. Luca, good to see you, bro.
Long time no see.
Absolutely. So, I managed to get some sleep. I did say I'd go on in the afternoon. So, if I got some sleep, I got a bit of sleep. So, I thought, yeah, I'll go on. But I'll also be on tonight again, guys. Movie night. It's Minority Report and Johnny Dangerously. But Johnny Dangerous is first because Ryan's been waiting for patiently for years. Thomas, good to see you. Thomas Morgan, bless you, man. Chilling, dude. How's it going, brother? My brod. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Luca.
Yeah, I said Luca. I said hello to Luca. I said them after you, baby. Because his name
Did you
was
see what Chili said to Luca?
No. What did he say?
He said, Luca, you better not start today. I'm on one.
He's probably not even here anymore. Probably just kidding.
Mr. Super.
Hey, Super. How you doing, bro? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, so I thought I'd, it's a testimony today. It's a testimony of an ex-Satan worshipper turned to Christianity. Now, the guy's channel I do it from, now, it's Almost False is the name of his channel. Almost False. And I've done testimonies from his channel before. It's where he interviews people who are ex-whatever and turn to Christianity. Now, some of the people he interviewed, I could definitely say that the stories were bunk. Not that he knew it, But the people, I just didn't think he had the discernment at the time or whatever. But some of the stories he's been told are hockeys, but some of the stories he's been told are fine, that I can see scripturally fine. So I thought we'd have a look at this one because I ain't covered his channel for a little bit. It's called Almost False. I haven't put anything in the description yet because the only things in the description is the title, same as the title, because I was in a bit of a hurry to get it sorted because I had to go in the shower and all that. So I'll sort all that out later. But yeah, so I thought we'd have a look at this testimony and see what it's saying. It's 56 minutes long, so I'll try not to talk too much through it, or I'm going to end up running Flats' time and stuff like that. So I'll try not. First of all, I'll do, Jim, as I usually do, I'll do an Almost False. Yeah, I know. It's a weird name for a channel. That's what made me dubious about it at some point, because it's called Almost False. But in a way, I kind of get it. If you're doing a channel about testimonies, people that turn from one thing to Christianity, I can kind of get calling it almost false, because you almost went for a false god sort of thing. And it's almost false because you almost went there. But whether he means it that way or no, I do not know. I'm not sure. But it's a weird name for a channel, I know. But I find some of his stories that he's interviewed people on, he just lets them tell the story. One I was intrigued with, it was in 2 parts, and it was about an ex-Satanist as well. Got all the way through until the second part. Brilliant story. Then it turns out it was a testimony of someone turning to Catholicism, knowing that the mother was, that Mary was the mother of God and all that, and venerated the saints. And I was like, oh, for goodness sake, and I was really intrigued in it. But like I say, some Catholics are saved, but the way this dude was talking, he might as well still be in Satanism,
Yeah, I remember that one, PJ. I do remember.
Remember it? The big dude. Yeah. Let me turn you up a bit, Roger. You're a little low.
Or no.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's because I turned it down low last night. Because remember, I had this all high up because the movie volume. So I think it's because I turned this down low last night. That's a bit better, I think.
I just went to say hello to Matt in chat, and then I realised I've already been speaking to him.
I know he's sitting right next to you. He's actually sitting diagonally from me, bit.
Yeah. Babe, see what Heron said.
He's perpendicular to you. What's that? Oh, PJ, I just want to thank you. I woke up this morning and on my way to having 100 subscribers. Oh, I'm not sure that would be the case without you, Vicky. Thank you, bro. And Flatsoid, remember when Flatsoid, we kind of got it on Flatsoid's channel, and I think you got about 10 subs that night. So yeah, I think I'll continue to share your shit. Put your link in again. I'll put it in actually. I bet Vicky's already halfway to doing it.
No, I'm not actually, because I'm really
busy.
But also, Heron, I just want to say that is probably because you are you and people want to listen to you.
Absolutely, because when you do your lives, they're like you're walking about in the snow. I want to be walking about in that same snow. It's brilliant.
I agree. Yeah,
I love it. Right, so there's if anybody's not subbed, there's Heron's link. And for people watching the replay, if you want to sub to Heron, please do. Thank you.
She said, OMG, yes, I'll be thanking him too.
Nice. I made it to 275 yesterday.
I noticed that when I checked, was it this morning? I thought you were on 274, 275. Fair play, man. You're on your way to 300, dude. You'll have to do a 300 special, man. Do a 300 special, dude, when you get that. And you'll have to do 100 special as well when you get that, Heron.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I even did 100 special in my Rumble. I'm now on 114. It's getting that. Rumble goes up a little slower than YouTube, but it's a smaller platform. It's pretty good, though. It does. Listen, I like it. At least we can go and watch movies when we want, like that kind of thing. Until they change the rules on that, eventually it'll be like YouTube and they'll change the rules, and of course they will. I mean, there is ways to watch movies on YouTube, but they've got to be public domain, like old ones are public domain, or you've got to manipulate them in a way like Alan Norstrand did with 1984. That's not public domain. The 1950s one's not public domain yet. But because he colorized every single frame, they can't. It's his. He's changed it, so it's all good. He said he tried 30 odd times to upload that, and it kept getting taken down. But he colorized every single frame. That must have been painstaking, Alan Norstrand.
Well, we watched it, didn't we? We did it, and it was good.
Yeah. I mean, I've got it. I've got it downloaded. Even on YouTube. We've watched 1984 twice on YouTube. I mean, I'll do it again sometimes, but it's got to be Alan's one, the colorized one. But there's no point in doing it like every 3 months or something. I mean, it was only 3 months ago I did it or something like that, you know. There you go. Some more subs. Hey, Dean. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hi, Dean.
Let's get one of Jim's. I know he's not here, but let's do one of. I always do Jim's observations. So
he did.
Let's do at least one.
Harmoon. Do the Harmoon one.
Harmoon.
Yeah, it's Harmon. You know who Harmon is, right?
Oh, hold on, quickly beforehand. I'm going to do a quick one from Effie Moon that he put up. It's only 13 seconds. He put up
Effie Nation. You mean
Effie Nation? Sorry, Effie Nation. It's because I seen the name of it. It's Moon and Plane. I called him Effie Moon.
Everybody, it's all Moon. Everything is DJ Moon.
Yeah,
New Moon.
That's it. So I'll show his one first. And then we shall go and check out Jim's.
It's pretty quick, dude.
I know it's 13 seconds. That's no sounding. I'll put it back.
There's
right.
There's
Actually, let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down to the slowest it is. It's 13
Hey,
seconds.
can you remember when Jim had like a couple of subs?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And he started putting his videos up, didn't he? And you started showing them, and then we'd like put his thing in chat, and he's smashing it.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I've put it to the slowest, so we'll get a better look at it. Ooh.
Has anybody seen Cookie Monster this morning?
No. Well, no, I haven't seen him. I think did he not come to yours after mine this morning?
Yeah, he did. He did, and we had Lumpy Gas come in the panel.
Oh, I know. Ryan told me. Actually, Ryan told me while we were still live that Lumpy was there.
It was interesting to say the least, dude.
Was he chanting?
No, he wasn't. He started ad homing me, and I didn't even said anything because I associate myself with QE. He's got a beef with Effie.
He went to indoctrinate. It's just said, if you're not subscribed to PJ, you might as well be giving Sean Hawkins a PJ.
Whoa.
No, thank you. Let's try. Let's do that. Oh.
Hi, Ryan.
Right, here's Ryan there. Look,
I showed up.
No, indoctrinated.
Oh, indoctrinated. All right, okay. I thought you were about Ryan. Right, okay. Right, one more time for my
Not the monster.
No, I emailed him the link.
Yeah. Just do that one more time for Machination because I put a comment up over the top of the end of it because Summit passes the moon, doesn't it? But it's a good. Tell you what, he does some good ones as well, doesn't he, Machination?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. It's a good thing about YouTube when you show it through the tab, you can slow it down. When you share video file, you can't. So that should be about 52 seconds or 13 minutes should be about 50 odd seconds long. 52 seconds long. There it is. Airplane past it. Right, okay. Plane and moon, like it. Quick look again.
The moon and the sun do not stay at the same heights in his work. He makes a point to show that too.
Yeah, I mean, look. Wow. I mean, they don't look too far away from each other, do they?
Nope. The moon is not 243,000 miles away. I hate to tell you.
No, definitely not. Let's get the speed back up. So just
it's fast. Normal.
Yeah, let's just do it normal. There we go.
I even brought that to attention to a kid out doing astronomy one day, he had a telescope in the garden over here, and he's like, "Yeah, you're right, but they have to put it at distance to get the model to work."
Aye. Huh. Right. So, come on, where's Jimmy? Jimmy boy. Jimmy and us.
The heliocentric model isn't that accurate. It's accurate enough. It's just a model. It's not reality.
Harmoon Star Walker. Yeah, man, it's a good one. Likey.
Pinocchio.
So it is.
I got that Alan Nordstrom cartoon he made about Pinocchio and Snow
Aye.
White. You've seen it. Lie to me, Pinocchio. Lie to me.
I know, that's funny. That's pretty funny.
I got a strike for it. I think somebody complained about it.
Did you? No doubt. No
I
doubt.
use it for a thumbnail.
That's right. Yeah, nice. That's a good. This is a good one, Jim. I know you're not in chat yet, but if you see it afterwards, the beauty. Yeah, that was good. Definitely. Definitely indoctrinated. Sorry. Didn't notice you said that. Yeah, it was good. A brilliant comment. Love it.
I'm going to redo the stream I tried to do yesterday. Hopefully, Lev's around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was Lumpy all right with you though?
Oh yeah. I know how to handle Lumpy too. I've been dealing with him.
I love Lumpy, but he can be a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah. He's still doing the same thing he did when he went on FED.
Is he still banned from FED?
No, he can go back in now.
But can he go on the panel?
They like it. They let him in every once in a while, I think. But I mean, I think Nathan's kind of trigger happy when he does see him, kind of.
True.
Yeah.
True.
They had a nice little confrontation. You remember?
I'm a big fan of Jimmy the Starman. Who's Jimmy the Starman?
Who? Where?
Jimenez.
Oh,
Starman.
right. Okay, I thought you meant Starman. I got you.
Roger, how come on your stream you said that they may have seen a 24-hour sun?
I didn't say that.
You did.
I didn't.
You said they may have seen one.
When did I say that?
On your last live.
Well, I mean, it's still not impossible on the flat earth. I just don't believe it's happening because if it really happened, they wouldn't have to fake it. You know what I mean?
I'll have to. I did go over the fact that if that's the case, that the radius of the Earth is off, like in the radius.
Oh,
of the sun.
you were probably talking hypothetical.
Yeah, I had to observe it myself. That's why I'm going.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but no, when everybody was saying the other day, like somebody said, like I know Sleeping Warrior said, I think he was joking, but he said, hey, Darth, you go with to Antarctica with Roger. And he says, it depends. Don't go with him, dude. Don't go with him. You wouldn't get any credibility if you did.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, yes. I mean, sometimes he sounds all right, Darth. You know what I mean? I think some of what he says is good. But then the next time, it's like, come on, bro. I mean, what do you mean if it's a bigger ball? What do you mean? Could just tell him it's flat. Tell Jesse it's flat. It doesn't matter if he's trying to straw man you. Tell him it's flat. You know what I mean? Simple.
Well, if the sun does a larger circuit in the south, because of the bigger circumference of our realm, if you want to call it that,
yeah,
there'll be a chance that you would almost probably get close to 24 hours of sun. But
I wouldn't say sun. You'd probably get close to 24 hours of daylight. But as for the sun being above the horizon 24 hours, I don't think so. If it was, they would have filmed it. You know.
Well,
same as all the other. Yeah. I don't think that. I used to think like possibly if there was before they actually went, you know, just in case I was like, look, I checked out the Joseph Fanby thing and it looked pretty cool until I seen that there was ether involved and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it can work in a flat earth, but I still don't think there's a 24-hour sun in the flat earth.
Yeah, what the thing is, Vicky, is this: the sun circling over the Antarctic continent in a circular pattern won't work. The arc of the sun would have to, it would be almost a straight line path. It would be in the sky a little bit longer if it's further in circumference. You follow?
Oh, question for Roger. Oh no, Heron says snooped a bit. Oh, hold on. Question for Roger. Snooped a bit of your live you did when you left PJs. Lindsay says there is a 24-hour sun. Is that what you are perpetuating.
No.
Sorry.
No, not. If you listen to what I'm saying, no, it's going to take longer to fulfill that circuit. You would actually see it, but it will go beyond the horizon eventually. I don't think it's an exact 24 hours. You won't see it circle above your head.
Well, you couldn't.
Follow what I'm
I
saying.
mean, not if it does what. I mean, look, the AE map. I don't ascribe to any map, but we use that for certain demonstrations or whatever. But logically, on a flat Earth, you wouldn't. From what we know of the sun, from what we know, but that's the thing. We're looking at things we don't even know much about. We don't know much about the sun. We don't know much about the moon except the lights in the sky. And we don't even know. We know we can't get to them. We know that. I think if you went towards it, it's just got to keep going away from your perspective. You walk away from it, it's got to follow you from your perspective. You know what I mean? That type of thing. You could just never get that. But I just do not think you could see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And 24-hour daylight, possibly.
Yeah.
Definitely. But sun.
I'm going to draw a little diagram, give you an idea what I'm talking
about. Yeah.
Have you got a passport now?
Say again?
You got a passport now?
Me?
He doesn't have to rush it. That he hasn't even got the bloody money to go.
And the passport's not going to be hard to get, but I need to get it within 6 months, so I'll have to do it within the next month or so.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas said the same as me. Look. He says, I believe the same PJ will just keep going away from you. I think exactly. It's our own perspective every time. It's just going to keep going away from you. It's Lord knows how God does it. Lord knows how God does it. That's me saying God knows how God does it. Lord knows how he does it, but that's what seems to happen. Absolutely. That's what we observe anyway.
So in the circuit of the sun, and the sun does circuit us. What they had to do with the TFE, they had to make it do the bob that it would do on a tilted ball. You know what I'm saying? That's why they had to have what they did down there. Absolutely. But in reality, it's gonna follow a circle out. And I agree.
Logic they would dictate if there was one, there would be at least one video of untampered proof. Exactly. Yeah. They're all tampered with. The TFE thing was a big old bloody fake. So we haven't got. So that's what it says to me. Yes, is it possible on a flat Earth? Could a flat Earth explain it? Yes, absolutely. But do I think there's one? No, because there's no proof. Nobody's done it, and every time they've said it's been done, it's been faked. Yeah.
I'll give you just a quick little example. I'm going to show you this right quick.
Go on then.
Okay, you remember the old Prague clocks? How they have the outer ring that travels within the circuit?
Yeah.
I think that's actually the path of the sun. So basically, you see those. That's the center point. That's why you get that northern. But in the summer, it takes a wider band toward the outside.
It takes a wider arc then, right? Okay. Yeah. But you still wouldn't see 24-hour sun, though. It would be maybe a 24-hour light, but you wouldn't see 24-hour sun with that.
I think the biggest.
There's another thing as well. Like, what if it speeds up and slows down? You know, the sun. What if it's not constant? What if it speeds up, slows down? You know, whatever season. I don't know how it works. It's just like we can only surmise because it's things that we can never really test because we can't get there. We don't know what it is. We're in that environment where it is. We're not on a separate reference sort of thing. It's kind of hard to do. So like Heaven says, logic would dictate. Since they keep faking it, then there's not one. You know.
Well, I think during the solstices, it's like kind of a shift. Like each equinox, each solstice, the disk shifts to a different point. So you get the sun in a different point in the season.
I get
the
it.
Equinox, it's east to west, as you call, like a cardinal direction. If you look at it from above, you get north to south. Yeah. And that just happens to be.
Heaven says Lindsay can barely explain his theory, and he's the one theorizing. I don't know who Lindsay is. I don't know who Lindsay is.
I think she's talking about the guy who I was doing a video of last night. It's all Ryan. He wanted to go over this stuff. And I watched it all, and at the end, he was making references to the Earth was like a pomegranate.
Oh, for goodness sake.
To be
Yeah,
fair, you
no,
can't blame Ryan.
Dr. Lindsay
No,
actually has a
I'm not
good
blaming him.
explanation.
He brought it over. He did.
Yeah, no. Right, let's carry on because we're going to the topic.
Okay.
Matt was talking.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
goodness
Matt
sake,
was.
sorry, Matt. Sorry, go on.
What do you think?
Dr. Lindsay, I think he actually does have a decent explanation. It's just hard to follow, like, the way he speaks about it. You gotta, like, watch him, like, 3 or 4 times, like, some of his videos to understand what he's actually saying. It's a tomb of
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, Lindsay, it was someone in your chat.
Yeah, Dr. Lindsay is Tomb of Illumination.
Oh, is that what you were showing? I have actually saved them. I saved them to do a stream on them. I didn't know that was Dr. Lindsay.
Yeah, that's what they were
You did
referring
2 of
to.
them on the same day. I've actually saved them to do a stream on them to see if it's any good. I've never done a stream on his stuff before, so I don't know. So I thought I'd do a stream on them.
Before you do a stream on him, I say watch his videos. Like if you are gonna watch a video, watch it like 2 or 3 times to really make your point. Because if you watch it the first time, you will be like, I can't follow this.
I mean, I wasn't going
because
to do
he'll say something like at the end of the stream that will like tie everything together at the beginning of the stream, and then like you'll have to watch it 2 or 3 times for it to make sense. But it tends to make sense. But I'm not going to say that he's correct. I'm not going to say he's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I did save him to do a stream on him. I've seen him about, obviously, but I've never really checked his stuff out. But because they came out the other day and it said stuff about Flat, I saved them, and it was 2 on the same day. So I thought I'd do a stream on them. But we could do a stream on it, just reviewing it, scrutinizing it, whatever. I don't know. I do not have a good, but like say, I'll have a look at it first. If it's something
he has been saying this for a couple of years though. Like he has been saying like, oh no, there is like a projection of the sun in the south and this and that. It's really weird.
Oh, okay.
Paul Cleef did the same thing back in 2010. I think he did a whole series. Him and Eddie Banjo did a projection from the polar north to the dome, and they projected all the stars across the sky and stuff. But what he was talking about was there's 2 domes basically, and there's a projection of the sun in between them. And it did
there's 2 domes, as in like you have your personal atmospheric dome, like as in your perspective of where you're standing, and then there's the actual dome that's receiving the whatever.
Yeah, the thing is, I couldn't tie the seasonals into it myself. I can't see how that would change. Like
anyway, talk when this is on, but yeah, I'll keep doing that.
Like the distance of like the sun would have to be in a certain place to create heat during that time. But if it's all projected, it's not a physical object. How is it creating the seasons? You follow?
Well, that's where I get with Saab. Like I think it is an induction system.
So it's with the Earth actually heating up and cooling down is what you're going with. Saab thinks.
Well,
go ahead.
I don't know, man. I think it's like a relationship.
Okay. Between the 2, but I think that from
because you think like the higher you are, the colder it gets, and then the lower you are, like below like sea level, you have like the hottest deserts.
Yeah, I follow you. I think that's because the induction or the
if Patsui is about L illumination, if it takes a load of heliocentric crap and puts it into flat Earth, I'm not interested. But otherwise, I mean, I'll have a look at it. But if it's not worth doing the stream on, I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, have a look. It's worth having a look at. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say that guy.
Yeah, but the thing is, he was actually claiming a midnight sun in Antarctica. That's what
well, if he's claiming that, can't be asked for that.
It would actually have to be on a flat Earth. He would have to have in his model that he's designed. Yeah. In order.
If Lindsay's work was a book, I'd say it's a tough read. If nothing else, it would be a good examine for a reference point. Definitely have a look. Okay, I mean, I could still do a stream on it and see what we think.
Well, that's the first time I ever seen him when Ryan brought it over yesterday.
I have seen his stuff going about, and I think I might have looked at something before, but I just can't remember where it was.
Yeah, I heard of him, and somebody put a clip in of him once. I just didn't remember who he was, but I never really sat through an entire show of this.
Right.
It's a hard watch because he's got a whiteboard and he's like drawing stuff out on it. It's like sitting through a college science class, like where someone's like writing on a board, erasing some stuff, adding more to it, and then doing calculations. It's like sitting
Well,
through a
and,
college class, like a trigonometry
Right.
class or
Okay.
whatnot. Yeah.
I got you.
So I mean, it's boring, but it's informational.
No, of course
that.
we didn't. But I just wanted your opinion to see whether you think it'd be worth doing. That's all. Didn't mean to say I'm going to take it.
No. I mean, and I would understand if you wouldn't. I would understand if you wouldn't because it's very boring. It's very boring.
I was talking to Harry. Well, I was talking to Harry, but I suppose it applies to everybody. But yeah, no, I'll have a quick look at it first, before I do it. If it's something I'm going to get my head twisted over, then I won't bother doing it.
And then it's hard because at the beginning he says there's one sun, and it goes between the north and the south as a pole, but both north and south are poles, or north, and the south is I can't explain it. You got to watch it, but halfway through he says there's two suns, and they're going between the tropics, one in the south, one in the north.
Oh well, listen, we've got no evidence for that, so yeah. Theorizing, fine, but wait, if I haven't got evidence for it, I better get on with this because I'll end up running into flats this time because it's 56 minutes this testimony. So let's do it. If you've got anything to say, just shout up. All good, baby. You still with us?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi,
Hey, sunny shine, 3:30 a.m. in Victoria, Australia, but still awake enough to be in live chat for the first time. Lord bless you, sunny shine. Thank you, and you're welcome, dude. You're welcome.
He don't have a wrench, PJ.
I know, but it's his first time in chat.
I don't know him.
His first time in chat.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, I know. No, but if it comes a second time, he'll get a wrench. Not a problem.
Second time the charm.
Second time, absolutely.
And that brought me into the Egyptian Book of the Dead. I didn't really focus too much on love spells or money spells. What I liked was curses. And then I was communing with spirits. And I thought I had found the secret. I started growing in more power, and then I asked them what's the next step. And that's when they mentioned the destruction.
People who are in this, right, witchcraft, any kind of Satanism, doing magic, spells, whatever, they all think it's them that have the power. When it's not coming from you. Yes, things happen because of your incantations, what you're doing, whatever, but it's not your power. It's definitely not your power. You know what I mean?
What? Hey guys, I actually I gotta step out now. My brother just got back. We're supposed to go to lunch together today.
Matt, you're always welcome, dude. I'll be on tonight again. Another movie night.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'll try to jump on tonight. But yeah, great seeing you guys. Much love.
And you.
Bless you, brother.
Yeah, later, Matt. What's for lunch, dude?
We're going for Mexican.
Nice. Love it.
All right. Have a good day, guys, or good night.
Bless you, brother.
Wherever you're at. Yeah, bless you guys. Much love.
Bless you. Yeah, you're welcome, Sunny Shine. You're Sunny Shine. What a name. What a good name. Sunny Shine.
I know. Don't strength side up. Yeah.
Nice.
Of innocence is what they called it, and I wanted nothing to do with it. That's when they wanted to end me because my condemnation was set. It was a for sure thing.
Hello and welcome back to the Almost False podcast, where I interview regular people with incredible stories.
This is the guy's channel.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember.
I think he's genuine enough, but I sometimes question his discernment a little bit. Because there's some of the stories I think he's fell for that are definitely not of the Lord, you know what I mean? But some of the testimonies have been fine, you know? So I don't think it's him. I just think he's a little naive. That's all.
Yeah, I just want to know where he got his neck from, dude. That's my
I know. He looks like that. He looks a little bit like that neck dude who's on the YouTube. Big neck, that's what he was called. Long neck.
Today's story is very intense, and as the title suggests, it does get pretty dark, just so you know. It's a testimony of a man who used
Babe, if you got anything to say, just say stop or just press stop.
I will.
Okay?
Yeah.
to be a Satan worshiper and almost lost his life because of it, both physically and metaphysically. It's a wild ride, but if you've been here before, you know that the stories never end the way that they begin. So let's dive in and hear Christian's story, starting with the moment he first realized that witchcraft was real.
The place that we were in, it was in the middle of nowhere, so far away from civilization. Like, our neighbors were so far away from us, so it was quite boring. I remember being bored a lot of the time, just nothing to do, just me, my mom, my sister. I didn't like my sister. I didn't like my mom for bringing us to this place where there's nobody, there's no fun, nothing to do. And I just spend a lot of time in nature. And that's when I started to look into Wicca. And the internet was a thing, but it was only like Google.
And it mad. It always seems to be progression. They always seem to go to witchcraft kind of first, Wicca, witchcraft type of thing. And then I know it's all Satanism, but then they develop into like full on Luciferianism, Satanism, whatever, you know.
Ask Jeeves and AOL. You would search something and you'd find practically nothing on the thing you're looking for. So I would go and I would visit the library. I would search for esoteric books, anything I could find. I looked into otherworldly religion.
I get the curiosity. Even when I was dabbling with Christianity when I was 19, but before that, when I'd done like a Ouija board and that, it is curious. You do get curious. There is a curiosity to investigate like the dark side and stuff like that. It seems, especially when you've come up in heavy metal music in little villages, all like heavy metal music in the 80s and stuff. And then it sounds, and then you play these little games, 20 39 steps and all that, where where if you see a red ring and you have to run away and all that kind of stuff, it's all dabbling with the devil. It does seem, it's a curiosity, it's a natural curiosity to investigate the unknown, what we don't really know about, what's freaky, what's creepy, what's, because at the end of the day, when you investigate, you're not sure whether you believe it or not. I mean, and then it got to a time where I had no problem believing God, but then I thought of these things like monsters, demons, all these kind of things that people say was mythological, but is actually real, like demons and all that. It come to a point in my life where I thought, well, it actually isn't real. Witches and magic and that doesn't really happen. Demons, I never had a problem with, sorry, but witches and all that magic doesn't really happen. You come to a point where I believe this as a kid, but now I can see it's not true. Then when in fact, you were more right as a kid than you were as a teenager and an early adult. You know what I mean? It's the indoctrination. Our curiosity didn't overcome the indoctrination when we were younger. But, I mean, it did in the end. Sorry, that was a little bit of a wrong way around of saying something. But,
no, but I want to know who cut this guy's hair.
Yourself.
I read the Mahabharata, which is the Hindu religion, their book. I looked a little into Islam, but that kind of bored me. I didn't really like that. And I found some books on Wicca, and a lot of Wiccans deal with nature, deal with stones and crystals, particularly, is a big thing in Wicca. And I would spend my nights by the fire doing little light spells with Wicca, and some things would work, some things wouldn't. And
that's the thing. And I mean, I never did spells or anything like that, but I can imagine if you've seen something working, then some things didn't. You think, well, is it just a coincidence that happened because of this? But the more you do it, you'd see more little, even if it's a little thing, you see it working, then you're going to get more addicted to it. It's like, oh, that worked. What if I tried this one, this slightly bigger one, and it works? And it comes to the point where you find out that it kind of does. It kind of does. But it is understandable, the pull to it. It's understandable because we're morbidly curious. You know what I mean? Sometimes as well.
Yeah, my second girlfriend was big into Wicca. She actually had books and stuff, and she did wood crafting and and she'd go with rune stones and she would read stuff.
Yeah, Dylan, that's true. We all have spells casting us every time we turn on TV and radio. Absolutely.
I would just write down the same.
PJ, they call themselves white Wiccan or black.
Yeah.
Wiccan.
Yeah, I know. Black's meant to be bad, white's meant to be good, but they're both coming from the same power, same source. Both coming from the same source. The only difference is they think that the white ones think they're doing it for good, and black ones know they're doing it for bad. At the end of the day, it's all coming from the same place.
Same chance, the same, yeah.
Exactly.
The white and dark, dude. Which one do you want?
Right. That's right. It's a deception. There's no such thing as white Wiccan. Well, there is such thing as white Wiccan, but as for white Wiccans being good, no such thing.
Just chuck a handbag at me and I'll be under a spell.
Okay.
What do you mean? Chuck a handbag at you?
Because I like handbags. I look at them a lot.
Got you.
You like Coach, Vicky? You want to get you a nice Coach bag, or I'm fishing for you here. What do you want for Christmas?
I got a
Hey man, how you doing?
Hey guys.
Paul Costello handbag and a Moncrief purse for my birthday. I'm good for bags and that. Hello, my love.
Hello.
Oh,
I just wanted to jump in quickly to say something, because I don't think I have experience with people who practice Wicca. And also, having said that, like, I also can understand the benefits of being in nature. And like, I have thousands of semi-precious gems and minerals that I use, I smudge, it's not until you start labeling it, right? It's that definitive marker in the sand when you have white, black. That's the trick. Like anything in this world, it's a duality, right? If you say, I'm Wiccan, I'm good, or I'm Wiccan, I'm in the black, or whatever, because I've met people who claim both. But it's like a religion too, right? When you pick a religion or this or that, it's the moment that you define it and pick a side. That's the trap of this duality.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just can only go by what the Bible says, that witchcraft's not good.
Exactly it. If you can take those fundamental understandings and learnings and realize, what it boils down to at the end of the day is love and fear. Jesus is love. The practices of Jesus is love. Why do we always say, what would Jesus do? That is a love-based decision making. And that is as far as you really need to go with anything. Whether you call yourself, there's beautiful, Hinduism is beautiful. My hubby is very interested in that perception too. And there's lots of good learning. He's a patient man for knowing more about it. And that's like anything, there's good in every religion, but it's when you pick the side or stamp your foot in the ground and draw that line, that's when you're playing in the land of duality, right? I think you can, whatever you do, wherever you go, if you're doing it with love, then that's all you can ask from someone, because when you state definitively one way or another, that's where you get the arguments, right?
Even in people, there's good and bad.
Absolutely.
In everything, that without good, there is no bad. Without bad, there is no good.
It's just kind of like a yin and a yang kind of thing. Going with,
it's so true, and that's, I think, why you see a lot of people doing this, right? When you're praying or when you're, wishing someone well, or you're retreating, because it's the choice. It's the inward. It's you in the middle. It's not, it's like, it could be this or it could be that, but you guys can do that. I'll be right here. Do you know what I mean? That's the only way I can see it. Everything I've learned, I worked in a spirituality shop. I've learned all about these things in small amounts and tried to make sense of them. And there's always an overlap, but you don't have the problem until you mark that line in the sand. You know what I mean?
But it's the practices. I don't agree with certain practices. If it's against what scripture says, then I don't agree with it.
Exactly. And that's where people, they will say, oh, I'm a good Wiccan, but you're casting spells, interfering. So
exactly right. Exactly right.
You've seen these before here?
Pardon?
You've seen these?
Oh, your yonky yinkies. Your yinky yonkies.
My voting balls.
Sorry, I missed that, Roger. What?
He's got some yinky yonkies.
Yeah.
What is that?
Look,
He's yinky yonkies.
my voting ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yin and yang.
I mean, I
You work in
come
a spirit
close.
shop. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
You can hear him,
Anyways,
Dynaballs.
I'm just like, I gotta say that, you know, because it's worth understanding that if anything, from my own experience, it's you don't get into trouble till you start to pick a side, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jesus wouldn't want you to pick a side. It's love, you know. You have if someone disagrees with you, you love them. You love them anyways, right?
Absolutely.
If
Absolutely.
someone's doing something,
It's a practice of something I'm against.
if someone's doing something you don't like, let them, you know, and that you have to be a source
Better
of
than them. You have to
Yeah, of
rise above
course.
it.
It's not, this is not about like trying to. It's just saying about like this is a guy's testimony. So I'm just trying to say what I believe from scripture is not right or wrong because I'm just reviewing testimony. Obviously, in real life, if someone had did that, if I seen someone casting spells, I wouldn't like it, obviously, but I can't stop them. You know, it's up to them. It's their free will. You know, it's perfectly up to them. But I could certainly say what through scripture and stuff like that. That if I'm reviewing someone's whatever video, testimony, whatever, I could say what I don't agree with and what I do agree with. You know.
Yeah.
Did you see what Chillin
That's all I can
said?
do. That's all I can do, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we thought. You got a great
Chillin
glow about
said,
it.
Heaven
sorry.
has a great glow about her. She's a happy critter.
Are
She
you a
is.
critter? Are
Not
you
the
a
critter
critter?
bit, but she
I don't
is
know.
lovely. She
I
does
lived
have a
under
glow.
17 feet of snow for 6 months. I feel like one.
Do you know you look good for living under that much snow for that long?
I know. Man.
From
It's
my
like a,
window.
Look at it.
it was like an like an untidy igloo.
I'm gonna tell you, Heron, it's 60 degrees outside and sunny right now. Right.
That's a great story, Rod.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. It's in Denver too. We're in Mile High, so yeah.
Oh wow! I can't stand the heat though. I can't stand the heat. I prefer to be in the cold than the heat. But I don't like being too cold, obviously. Yeah.
Well,
You can't win with me. Can't win.
I'm gonna pop out because I'm draining my battery faster than I can charge.
All right,
it,
cool,
guys,
cool.
So
Well, what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to try and talk less because it's quite a long testimony and I'm already an hour in. I don't want to take up too much time. You know what I mean? So I'm going to stop talking. Bless
Love
you.
you.
Bless you. Ta-da.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Ta-da. Right, let's carry on.
Couldn't we say the same about alchemical processes too? They're black and white. Depends on how you look at it, right? Or like hermeticism.
Oh, well, I suppose. I mean, I haven't looked too much into that, but yeah, I suppose, yeah. It's true.
That would work and forget the parts that wouldn't work. And then I would build on and build on to that. So it started with Wicca, and then I had always had an obsession with immortality. That was the thing on my mind. It's like
Very true, Dylan. That's true. Love everyone. Just some people you have to love from a distance. That's absolutely true. That doubt. That has to be without doubt. That comes with don't not being unequally yoked. You know, you love that person, but you not to be unequally yoked. You know, don't be influenced by them. So yeah.
we live and we die. What's the purpose of all of this? If there's a way to be immortal, I want to know about it. And that brought me into the Egyptian Book of the Dead, other like Jainism, all sorts of different worldly religions that I searched through trying to find the answer. I mean, I even have a tattoo of the eye forest on my shoulder. I was just obsessed with immortality. So I kept searching more books and more books and more books until I had a giant stack of them. I would take all the information from it that I could gather, and I would start implementing and making spells. And that's when I kind of gravitated towards witchcraft. So after Wicca came.
Hey Ryan, how you doing, bro?
Hello, Cookie.
I was typing. Yeah. I'm trying to get Vicky to let you in because I was typing. Yeah, she had me in.
I was typing as well.
Oh, is you okay?
So was I.
My typing was more important than your typing, babe.
So how do you know mine wasn't? I could have been typing to anything.
I know I could have been typing you.
I was
Your
typing
mic
to
typing's
you.
better than mine.
Oh, hold on, Brian. Let me turn you up. You're very low.
Yeah. He turned us
Hey,
all down
unmute
yesterday.
yourself. Unmute yourself, Brian. Unmute. Oh.
Did you say Mike Tyson?
Right,
Mike
go ahead.
Tyson.
Mike Tyson, what about him?
What about him?
That's what it sounded like you were saying. You said my something, but it sounded like you were saying my Tyson.
Oh,
Mike
no,
Tyson.
no.
I get it. I was like, why do you keep saying Mike Tyson? Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
So you were trying to tell me Mike Tyson just died or something?
That's what.
What?
No, that's what I thought you guys were saying was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. I'm like, what the fuck do you keep saying it like that for?
No. Anyway, let's carry on.
Witchcraft. And that's when I started seeing spells actually working. Like a few things in Wicca did work here and there, but not enough that it had an impact on me. But when I got into witchcraft, that's when things started working, and that's what made a big impact on my life at that time. So
Yeah, well, okay, that's quite a lot already. So you said that you moved at 10 from Toronto to Prince Edward Island, which is very remote. And Prince Edward Island in and of itself is kind of remote, but there's cities, but you were, in the remote part of Canada. And you were bitter to your mom for...
Well, there you go. Aaron is from Canada. From Canada.
He's from the remote part of Canada.
I thought Canada. I thought Canada was remote anyway. I thought but I didn't realize how big Canada was when I used to look at Canada. I used to think Canada was a little bit at the top of America, and then I realized that big bit at the top of America was Canada. I used to think that was the part of the United States, and Canada was like a little bit like Alaska, off to the side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, Canada is the bigger place. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think Canada is almost 3 times the size of America.
Huge. It's massive.
Yeah. But they have less people, though.
No wonder there's Sasquatch, abominable snowman, you know what I mean? Fairies, dragons, leprechauns. They're all in Canada, man.
Leprechauns?
Yeah, Irish leprechauns. They live in Canada. Don't they?
Oh, yeah. Canadian
We
leprechauns.
travel far and wide as Irish.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, we're looking for pots of gold under rainbows.
Jillian says, we was close to moving to Canada a long time ago. My Uncle Billy, my great Uncle Billy, my dad's uncle, he was, he's probably gone now, but he obviously is Scottish, but he moved to Canada when he was younger, yeah, and I think he was from Toronto. I think he lived in Toronto.
Yeah, but
I never went though. I only met him once. But he was a rich guy. He was a rich guy.
He was? Nice.
Yeah, he made money. He made money. Our family wasn't rich, but he made money by going to Canada. I don't know what he did, but he made money by going to Canada, I think.
And Canada just like a nicer, safer place than America.
Yeah. But no, it is. But Canada is beautiful. It is beautiful.
Bringing you there. And you started looking into all these things. Did she ever know? Did you ever talk to anyone about that? Because you
right outside where I was born, Toronto. Oh, got you. I never went. I don't know nothing about it. I just know my great uncle Billy went to live there and probably passed on that. Well, he would have because my dad passed on and he was a lot older than my dad. So yeah, he would have passed on.
Is there anyone in your family that's not called Billy?
That's who my dad was named after. His Uncle Billy.
I'm like, I thought there was enough already, and then you're like,
that was my granny's brother. It was my granny's brother. So no, it's true. There's a lot of Billies in my family. There is.
I don't know if you can make that out, but that's what it looks like out there. Sunny, green grass. Yeah.
Oh,
it's too bright. Yeah, too bright, isn't it?
It is bright, very bright.
Oh yeah.
Talked about Wicca and then witchcraft, and it seemed to be a very fast transition. Did anyone else know about it?
When I was into Wicca and starting to learn about witchcraft, I don't think she did. To be honest, like a lot of time I was up late at night, looking at the stars, trying to find the right celestial pattern for certain spells that I was doing. She knew I was staying up late, would ask questions about that, but I don't think she knew about it because
Celestial patterns.
I just felt like I didn't have to share that with her. It was something that I was learning myself, and even if I would explain it or talk to her about it, I don't think she would have understood. It's possible she would try and stop it, if anything. So I kind of kept it hidden from her and my sister.
Okay, you mentioned Wicca, and I've heard about Wicca, but maybe not everyone's familiar with it. So can you explain, in general terms, what Wicca is, and then what kind of spells would you do in the beginning?
I didn't spend a whole lot of time in Wicca. I just remember the spell.
My little sister got into it for a while. My little sister Kathy. I don't, not anymore. But I think my daughter's into some of it. I mean, I've seen her with altars and stuff like that on Facebook, and she wears a lot of black and a lot of black makeup. It's beautiful, but I think she's into something. I don't know what. I think I asked her, but she never answered me.
Oh, she's kind of gothic, kind of.
Yeah, very gothic, and not so much now. But she's still on the dark side when she's very fair skinned and that, because I'm fair skinned.
Yeah, both my girls did the same thing.
She's wearing a lot of black makeup, a lot of black clothes. I think she's what? She was born in the year 2000, so she's 25 now. Just turned 25 in January. So she's maybe grown out of it a little bit, clothes wise, but I think she still has altars and stuff. I don't know what she's into. I really don't. But I haven't got a right to ask her. I haven't been in her life for a long time. You know what I mean? I haven't got a right to even advise her. She acknowledges me. She knows I'm a dad, obviously, but I haven't got that relationship with her yet. Because I hadn't had a relationship with her since she was 5, and now she's 25. I haven't seen her for a long time. I haven't seen her since she was 6 years old. Yeah.
That's a while back.
Yeah. Well, once I moved down here, our mum stopped me seeing her, so I wasn't allowed to. Not through courts, but yeah, our mum just stopped me.
Don't freak out. I'm gonna come in twice on you. You ready?
All right.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna.
Right. I'll have to mute the other. Yeah, mute the other one. That's it. You need to unmute your new one.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, I'm gonna show you the outside.
Oh, it's a nice day, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice day. Hold on, let me quickly get out.
It is pretty out here.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Not cool. Hot. Hot. Right, let's go.
Related to nature. I remember reading about white Wiccan magic and dark Wiccan magic, which it's all dark, to be honest with you. A lot of them had to do with stones, crystals, like blessing them in a certain way to draw either money to you, draw people to you that you want them to pay attention to you in a love sense, sexual wise.
No way. Chillin just says, I remember being Edmonton, Red Deer, Calgary, Lake Lewis, Banff, and a few other places. Banff, no, yeah, my sister lived in Macduff, right next to Banff, for a long time. It's only a mile away over the bridge. It's only you've got Banff, Macduff, and it's got a bridge. It's got a bridge, literally a bridge about 150 meters long, maybe 100 meters long, that separates the two towns. They just look like the same town, but Banff, Macduff. My sister lived in Macduff, but I used to go to court in Banff quite a lot. Fraserburgh hasn't got its own court, so we either went to court in Peterhead, but if there was no room in Peterhead, we went to Banff Court, which is 28 miles from where I'm from, Fraserburgh, Banff. It's just to the west of me, just to the west.
And everybody pronounces their words just like that up there too.
Banff.
Chilling talks like that though. Chilling talks like PJ.
We're both Doric.
More Scottish because PJ's lived in England for so long.
I know. Well, it's only because I talk to you guys. If I talk on the phone to my brother, it just just comes back.
Yeah, but nobody would understand you.
Hey, Lumpy, how you doing? Oh, we're not even talking about flyers today, Lumpy.
There was a lot of tree worship. There was a lot of fire worship. Like it's a lot of the elements were a big thing in Wicca. Some of it is also a thing in witchcraft, but I found it was more so in Wicca. And with my love for nature at that time, I felt that that was a perfect balance. But I always wanted something more. Like this wasn't doing it for me. These little spells that sometimes they would work, sometimes they wouldn't.
Lumpy, good to see you, bro. Good to see you.
What
Chillin
me
said-
and
We
Ryan.
love you too, dude.
Vicky said, no, sorry, Chillin said, that's my telephone voice.
Oh yeah. And I said, Lumpy, what are me and Ryan? Chopped liver.
Yeah. How about
No.
Ryan and Vicky? Come on, say hi.
Yeah,
Love you too.
I understand what you're saying. Exactly, heroin, and then heroin. Yeah, we've got absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just how people use things. You know what I mean? Just how people use things. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing wrong with bloody quartzes and stones and that themselves. It's just what people do with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a guy that Harriman love. His name's Alex.
Exactly,
Gray.
exactly. Look what Heron says. You don't have to do anything with them. So if you're doing certain things with them, then obviously it's not going to be for the good, is it? But yeah, I agree with Heron there, absolutely.
I'll put her a link in chat. She'll like it.
To be fair, like, not just with this, but with other things, like
Literally got 6 minutes into this.
I've got rosary beads. Obviously, I was brought up Catholic, and they're in my daughter's box and that. And PJ hates them.
I hate them.
Hate them. And I'm like, I know, but for me, it's part of a connection with my family.
Well, there you go, Don. Exactly. I've demonized that knowledge and purpose. Yeah. Everyone I have met, love you too, Vicky and Ryan, everyone. Bless you, man. Bless you.
Yeah.
Love you too, Lumpy.
Love the Lumpy.
And it was unreliable.
Lumpy, you too, love.
So there is something there with Wicca, but I wanted something more than that. So that's when I went straight into witchcraft and started searching out that realm of things.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot, if not most people that get into witchcraft usually have a very fast progression from, milder things to very intense things. How was it for you? You said you didn't spend a whole lot of time in Wicca and you wanted more. How fast was the process of, changing from one thing to another? And how was the progression of the intensity of the spell and the darkness of it at the same time?
If my head is in the clouds, I can hold tourmaline and feel calmer and more grounded. The only thing I've done is understand what the stone facilitates on a physical level. Exactly, but you're not doing anything with them. You're not making spells with them. You're not arranging them in a certain way to do some kind of stupid crap with them. You're just literally having them, holding them. Nothing wrong with that.
I would say it was probably about a year, maybe a year and a half, when I discovered Wicca and then went into witchcraft. Because I remember I was playing hockey and my mom had told me that you will get $2 for every cyst that you have and $1 for every goal.
I'm using my crappy lighter because I think I've got plenty of lighters, but the two I'm using at the minute, I'm using my crappy lighter because I just don't know why it came to my head. Because I heard the washing machine and I realised that I went to get my lighter before I started the stream and realised I left them in my tracky bottoms where I put in the washing machine.
My lighter's better, PJ.
Oh yeah, man, that's a Zippo. Cool. I like that.
No, PJ's got better lighters.
Oh, well, I have, yeah. Bit of Zippo's nice as well. Zippo's nice.
I know, but your lighters say nice things.
Yeah, I've got a nice chrome one as well that Vicky got me.
What is it?
I got him in like
Yeah,
two
I'm
lighters.
not going to show them because you won't be able to see the writing.
No, I know.
This one she got me ages ago. Came clipper like that. Came in the box like that. And just a chrome one, chrome clipper.
Oh, now I know what you got. We have slipper lighters too.
I like this. I like this one. It's just as well, babe, and it's got an adjustable thing at the bottom. I know, babe.
It's a butane, right?
Yeah, butane. Yeah. That's the other one. She got me another iridescent one, and it's got right. It's engraved. It's engraved. It's engraved. But you can't see what it says.
Love Vicky.
Can't even remember what it says properly.
No,
Hold on. It says, "Baby, I love you with all my heart." That's what it says.
Vicky.
But yeah, I do like Zippos, but I don't like the taste. I don't like the taste of petrol when I'm
yeah, but I'm used to it.
Yeah, they're good for the wind and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, Anyway, let's get on with this. I'll never get it done.
You
I
paused
don't
a
think I
minute.
will get this done, guys. I'm probably gonna have to do the other half tomorrow or something because I don't think I'm gonna get it done. But let's carry on waiting for the main time being.
Which sounds weird because you'd think a goal is worth more money. But she said, no, an assist is as good as a goal. So when I would play hockey games, I would start using basic witchcraft spells that I started using. And, you know, I would be getting assists, goals, left, right, and center. And, you know, I was slowly becoming one of the top players on my team. And, you know, that's when I noticed that witchcraft was kind of working. It's a real life application that it does work. And that also ties into one of my first money spells that I did. And I did the spell, and I was walking in a mall in Summerside, Prince Edward Island, and I found a $5 bill on the ground, and I picked it up. And to me, that was like the first time that's ever happened to me. The only other time I found money was a $2 bill in Toronto as a little kid. So I've never found money just lying there. And $5 was worth a little bit more than it is now, but it was still too weak. I wasn't satisfied with it. I'm like, if this is all money spells brings me, like $2 here, $4 on a hockey tournament, $5 bill walking around finding that, I didn't want that.
Are you off, Dylan? Bless you, man. Have a good day,
Bye,
dude.
Dylan. Have a nice day.
Bless you, man.
What I was feeling inside me at that time, I was angry. I was mad at everybody. I hated my sister. I hated my mom. I hated any people at school. I hated most of my teammates on my hockey team. I was just a very angry individual. Like, if you looked at me wrong walking down the road in town, I would come up to you and I would confront you. It really sucks looking back to see how I was as a person. But the more I got into witchcraft, I kind of had a hook there where I knew it was still real. That part of life was real, that I found some sort of secret. But I built off of that in a way that it birthed itself as pure hatred. So I didn't really focus too much on love spells or money spells. What I liked was curses.
So he liked to curse people. Well, definitely not coming in at a good angle, is he? Definitely not like coming good. So, I mean, but he hasn't really explained why he would have that hatred. I mean, it's up to, I mean, it's his testimony, obviously, but he hasn't explained that why he's got that hatred. Is it something from childhood? Did he go through something traumatic? But like I say, it's his testimony. I can't tell him what to say. You know.
I used to have a saying, I'm not going to put the swear word in there, but I used to say, if you mess with me, you mess with me times 3. And that means, like, if you did something wrong to me, I would do 3 times as worse back to you. And I would use witchcraft to do that. So I
don't know about that, Lumpy. He's just telling his testimony at the minute. He's telling you what he used to be. So I don't know about that. I'm not sure if he's still proud of it at the minute. He's only literally started beginning his testimony. He hasn't spoke about Christ yet. So, you know, I don't know about that yet. But yeah, the hatred comes from us mostly. Well, yeah, but why? Not it just doesn't come. I mean, usually there's a reason for hatred. I mean, hatred in general, yes. But if you've got or not liking or being an asshole to someone, yeah, that's an asshole thing sometimes. But if you've got something about pure hatred, I think it's got to come from a certain traumatic experience or something from your past, you know?
Yeah, PJ, remember that one
People
guy
in general
that
just don't hate to a big degree. Right, go on. Sorry.
Remember that guy that he did the game with the mirror, remember? And he
Yeah.
started casting spells and he'd get money, he'd find it all. This is what
That's
reminded
right.
me of.
That was the Catholic dude. Dude. Yeah.
be nice to people. I would go out of my way to help people, just so that when they turned against me or rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, money brings greed and jealousy. I'd like to add to that just the love of money. The love of money brings greed and jealousy, definitely. We need money. We need money to survive, to get by, all that kind of stuff.
No, but the love of money.
Yeah,
love
absolutely.
of money comes from the devil.
Of course it does. Of course it does. It's in Proverbs, you know.
Then I had a reason to get back at them. It's like, okay, I was completely nice to you. I treated you like gold, and you're going to do this to me. Boom, there's my reason. And then I'd instantly go into witchcraft and do a curse spell.
That could be true, Heaven. This man's view of life is skewed, in my opinion, as a result of his lack of understanding in general, unfinished business in his heart. Absolutely, there you go. It could be that. Could be that. But that's what I'm saying. There's usually a stem. There's usually a root source, isn't there? A root source leading to a cause, a root cause. You know.
Not so much hexes, but curses were my thing because they were working. They worked, and they worked well.
That would be ace. If I could do that, if I knew how to do that, I would love. That'd be ace. I may not enjoy it, but I am completely prepared to live off the land and never touch money ever again. Listen, I would love to be self-sufficient like that. And if it comes to the point, obviously, I'm not going to take the mark. So it's going to have to come to a point where I have to learn to be like that. If it happens in my lifetime, you know what I mean?
I have a love of handbags, not money.
That's money. That's money.
And that's what I did
What's the
for a long
handbag?
period of.
And not what goes in the handbag, right?
Yeah, just the handbag.
Just the handbag.
Absolutely, Lumpy.
My teenage years, look for opportunities to curse somebody. I mean, that's the type of guy I was. It was not good.
And how old are we talking about? You said teenage years, but that's quite a long amount of time.
Yeah,
you
15, 16, 15, like 14 and a half, 15, 16 into 17. But at that range, I had gone into Satanism at that point. So witchcraft was always kind of a constant thing, but there was a separation from witchcraft to Satanism, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So not a lot of people take witchcraft as far as you did, but there's a lot.
Babe.
Yeah.
Got to go toilet. Will you take control?
Yeah.
Lot of people that have experiences with Ouija boards. And I know that you did quite a fair amount of that as well. Can you talk about your experiences with the Ouija board and what they were like?
Chillin said, an empty purse goes in the handbag as the handbag cost a fortune. Do you know, I don't know the last time I had cash, and I don't. And I as we know, I don't go out very often, and I love handbags. Like, I can sit and look at handbags for days because I love them. I think they're beautiful. And I know that's weird because it's just leather and it whatever, but that's my thing. But I got a Moncrief purse and it's never had money in it. It has my bank card in it. And PJ went, why do you need all these bags? You don't go anywhere. And I'm like, because they make me happy.
Rhonda's just like you. She's got like 30, 40 of them, man. I got a whole closet full.
Wow.
He'll go, how many have I bought you now? And I'm like, oh, I can't remember.
She doesn't use them. She doesn't use them.
I do.
Well, one or two.
No.
Not all 45 of them.
Exaggeration.
No, I know.
Somebody's a pack rat. Ooh.
Oh, by the way, Ryan, it's Johnny Dangerously tonight.
I know. I can't wait.
And I will put that on first as well.
He actually said earlier.
Then
Ryan better come. He bloody wanted this film.
I did. I said that.
Sure. So Ouija board was an interesting thing because as I got darker and darker into things, like I was taking
my experience with Ouija board. I did it once, and the first time it didn't seem to work. But then I did it once. I mean, I did it in one day twice. First time didn't seem to work. Then the second time, and it was just made up of paper. Yeah, like A through to Z, 1 through to 0, yes, no, question mark, something like that. And just that we used a vodka bottle top. Didn't even have a glass. Used a vodka bottle top, and it worked. It worked. And it told me about my brother Derek, and then it started laughing at me. It started going HA. It was freaky. I wouldn't do it again. Hey, Pebbles,
made-
good to see you. Good to see you.
If I made one of my own, it would say yes so and maybe so.
Yes, so maybe so. Yeah.
Babe.
Yeah.
Chillin said I'm skint the happiest I've ever been. Do you know though, right? Because obviously I come from a well-to-do family. And for me, my life is so much better not
Being
having
skint.
all the money and the shite. Do you know what I mean?
But she
It
likes to
makes
spend
you
all the money.
humble.
Once, yeah, she doesn't. She's not rich, but once the money comes in, she likes to spend all the money, like she is rich.
That's
Don't you
because
think?
I forget I'm not.
Pleasure in
No.
seeing,
Weirdo.
a person who was wrong to me last week getting death.
Was you going to say something else?
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
say I like nice things.
Yeah. I know.
But and in my defense, I spend all my money on my house, my dog, and Paul Joe.
Yeah, yeah. And I spend my money on you.
I know.
Well, I'm that bloody game of yours. I spend more money on that than my weed.
No, you don't.
Well, true.
Sick because of a sickness spell that I did on them, or somebody's parents having their marriage fail because they yelled at me when I was at a sleepover. There's so many instances that showed me that this was working, but there was an element to it where I needed more power. I was very selfish. I was prideful. I hated a lot of people. And that's kind of what got me into Satanism. And at that point, around like 16, 17, that's when I started researching into Satanism. And when I was reading about Satanism, what I had ordered was the Satanic Bible. But to me, honestly, that wasn't what I was looking for. When I read it, I kind of thought it was a joke. Looking back at it, it's just a slick way to get people interested in Satanism by lying and saying, "Oh, this is good. We believe in good values. Treat everybody nice. Treat others like you want."
Well, that's what I'm saying. Luciferianism, they just say it's an ideology. Some of them say they don't even believe in an entity of the devil. Then you get some Satanists that they do believe in the entity of the devil. But even as an ideology, it's ridiculous. It's based on scripture where it says you're bloody evil. It's madness. It's madness.
Want to be treated. It's a veil. It's just a hook that draws people into it. That's all it is. But the reality behind Satanism is a lot darker. And I was never a part of a coven. That was one thing. Like, I hated people, right? You couldn't get me to a coven. I don't want to be around other people. I just want to be by myself, and I want to do these spells which work. And I remember getting a Ouija board. I ordered a Ouija board, came in, I started playing with it myself. It didn't work right away, but after doing it a few weeks, it started to.
That was my experience. It didn't work straight away.
Mm.
It didn't work straight away. That was my experience. I wonder if that's a common thing. Must be a common thing. Maybe
It
them
might
sussing
be,
you out.
PJ. I think it
Yeah.
is.
Could
I've
be the
heard it a lot.
demons sussing you out a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't know. You keep thinking the dude on the left is Daniel Osborne from Coronation Street.
He does a bit.
And that's when I was like, okay.
A little bit.
Okay, finally, I have someone to talk to, and then it would move on its own. And then I was communing with spirits. They said that they were friends. That's how they always talk to you, especially if you're just getting into it. They always want to let you know that they're like your best friend, and then they'll feed you pride, like you're the only one, we've chosen you, even where they appeal to your pride and ego. And I thought I had found the secret. Like I started calling myself a Satanist, but I'm not really sure.
Guys, Flats isn't on tonight again. I'll just quickly share.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, I kind of thought he wasn't going to come on again tonight. Yeah. So he's saying, yeah, hey all, just got home from a long day. Not able to stream tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the stream. Also, you'll be on tomorrow morning. So not long after I've finished my night stream, you'll be on. So I'll have to get a few hours before Flats comes on in the morning. Right, cool. Let me just reply to him.
We don't really need to worry about time then.
No, don't worry about time. No.
What is your issue?
She
Oh
wants
well,
all
you should
of
be
it.
able to finish
She wants
this
them all.
then. You should be able to finish this.
Yeah, cool. We get to finish one for once.
Sorry, I'm just typing flats. Excellent, right comment. I kind of guessed that. So I was just going to check to see if his link was up or something now, and then I went straight to his posts. I kind of thought so.
Believe it or not, I'm actually applying for jobs right now, PJ.
Oh yeah, fair play,
Yeah.
fair play. Cool. I thought you'd actually got one.
Yeah, well, they're one of them fell through, and the other guy, he's going to get in touch with me tomorrow. So
Okay.
give me.
Tell you you're wrong about what? I could be. Oh right, okay, about the Coronation Street thing. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, it
you're not wrong
does.
at all. It does.
EastEnders is better though.
It is. What's his name again? Connor what? What was his name?
Who?
Hey, Daniel Osborne.
Daniel
Oh, sorry.
Osborne.
Yeah, I'm just going to show people.
How he looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, I got asked about these interviews. Is he actually really talking to these people? Because it seems a little like it's pre-done, you know.
Yeah, he's talking to them. Yeah,
Yes,
no, what he's doing, he is actually talking to them like on StreamYard. But you remember that thing I used to get where I had the recording at the side, but I turned it off. Well, what he's doing is you get like when the people's in chat with you, I can get individual recordings of Ryan, of you, of me, and of Vicky. So what he's doing is just getting individual recordings and putting them side to side and intermittently doing them as it was on the stream. He's just not showing it like it was like this sort of thing.
I got you.
But that's what he's got. You can do it in here, but I turned that setting off because remember when my streams were going all crappy quality, it was because of that setting, because it was doing individual recordings, you know. So I've turned that setting off. What's that, babe? Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Hey, Brad, Tasha. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, so Flats won't be on tonight, guys. But you'll be on in the morning. So that'll probably be, well, for me, it'll be 6 a.m. GMT. That's usually the time he comes on when it's morning time. So it'll be 6 a.m. GMT. So work that out from your guys'
For me, it'll be
point of view.
when I'm
6 a.m. GMT.
sleeping.
I know, obviously.
Well, I just submitted an application, believe it or not.
Oh, cool. What was that for?
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, is that
a restaurant?
Oh, got you.
Well, I'm going to
I
go.
thought you wanted to become a Jack in the Box.
I could apply.
He already is that.
He is. No, it's a Jack in the Box. Or a Jack up in the
Working the
box.
cock.
I'm only joking.
A blitz and a bomb? What?
Was
See my
that
cock's out of this.
I was a worshiper of Satan and the devil.
Oh.
But I wasn't.
Sorry, I was looking for Osborne. All right, here we go.
For anyone who doesn't know, Coronation Street is a British TV program.
Yeah, it's big. Daniel Osborne's a little bit better looking, but they're definitely very similar. But,
Yeah, I kind of see just the general feature. Yeah.
There you go. That's him there. There you go. It's very similar. Very similar.
He does look like him.
He does. He's a little better looking, but yeah, he does look like him.
He actually annoys me in Corrie.
Yeah, I wasn't in a.
Was he? Why?
Just because he does.
Oh, we're not getting into soap talk. Let's
Coven or anything like that. It
I'm
was
just
just me,
saying.
the demons, and I knew Satan existed because demons talked about him.
It's a
they
nice
said
one.
that he was.
It's a good one, Thomas. The real darkness is the solar system. I like it. Like the double entendre there, bro. Double entendre. Yes, chilling Coronation Street is a pile of fish. You okay, babe?
EastEnders is better. Yeah, I've got a bit of a headache.
EastEnders is better.
I can watch that show. I can't watch this. What do you call it again?
EastEnders. Okay.
The other one.
I can watch it when Vicky's watching, but I prefer to stay indoors. Anyway, let's go.
A good man who still lives. So I never really talked to Satan, but I would talk to like his children, I guess, is what they were telling me they were. So they would help me in my further spells. They would tell me, no, you did this wrong. You need to do this at this specific time of the night, like between 3 and 4 in the morning. You need to do this on a lunar cycle. You need to do this on a blue moon day. You need to do this in the winter solstice. You know, all of these tips. You need to use a pink candle instead of a white one.
See, that implies like manipulation, you know what I mean? It's ritualistic stuff, you know, like all these things individually, like Helen was saying, like stones, candles, pink candles, all of them are fine. That's okay. It's what you do with them, put them together, and all that, and you know.
Yeah.
It's just what you do with them individually. These things are probably they are fine, but it's putting things in together in a certain way and using them for bad. Then that's whether the problem is, you know.
That's called witchcraft, man.
Yeah, he's seeking outcomes. He didn't. Yeah, well, that's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
You need to use intent, emotion, and
Same
a
as
picture
stealing
or
a
a
lie.
piece of DNA from someone for this spell. Like that's another thing is.
And to use someone's DNA, that's getting a bit voodoo-ish. You know what I mean? Come on. Mel, come on. It's his testimony. I'm not judging him. Come on, it's his testimony, you know. It's his testimony. He still hasn't spoken about Christ yet, but I'm sure he will.
A lot
Break
of
out the
witchcraft
voodoo doll,
spells.
man.
Sorry, bro.
Break out the voodoo doll. Start sticking pins in it. Yeah.
Voodoo people, don't dare people.
They'll use either a picture of you or a piece of your hair or something from you. Like, say, if you're drinking out of a pop can, I'll use this for an example.
That doesn't
They
work
put
on
it
me.
down on a table, like in a cafeteria or somewhere. I would grab that and I would take it home with me, and I would use that in a spell. And I was learning all of this from demons, so it wasn't just me making it up. The first part of
What's that? Does anybody know what that is around his neck? I haven't got a clue. Does anybody know? It maybe just looked like an arrow.
I can't see it very well. It looks like an arrowhead.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It looks like a pendulum of some kind.
Yeah, not
but
sure.
I don't think it has a mark on it. There's something in the middle. You see it?
There's something in the middle, yeah. It looks like an arrow type thing or shield type
Yeah,
thing.
it looks like an arrowhead, an Indian arrowhead with maybe a mark on
Yeah,
it.
it does, doesn't it? Something like that.
Of witchcraft was me learning what works, what doesn't. The second part, when I was...
I mean, what's with the black candles around the Bible? That's a little strange. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it.
It's a little strange.
It is a little strange. I just noticed it, to be honest. Unless he's trying to demonstrate what he used to be like. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they get the voting candles on the outside. See them? The little voting
Well,
candles.
I must admit, I don't think it matters what color the candle is.
No.
But I mean, just saying, I think it's more of just him believing that that's some kind of ceremonial bullshit.
Yeah.
People are full of crap up to their eyebrows. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does he have a scripture written on the wall over there? See it?
Yeah, he has, but I can't see what it says. It says, I do. It's for God so loved the world. It's John 3:16.
3:16.
So is he good or bad now? I don't know.
He's a good guy.
He's good. He's good. This is his Old
Oh, I see.
Testament. But I don't know why.
Okay, I get
he's a Christian now, and he'd have that kind of candlelit thing. But maybe it's a demonstration of what he used to do. I don't know.
Hitting into Satanism, I was still doing witchcraft, but it was of a much darker nature, where demonic entities, as I know them now, were teaching me how to do them and how to get better at it.
Could be a shark tooth, but it looks kind of metal as well.
Why do I get this weird feeling that this guy's lying out of his ass? I don't know why.
It could be. I mean, I've done this stuff from this guy's channel before. This is not the guy's channel. The one, the almost false channel. And I think some of the stories, some of the testimonies have been fine. You know what I mean? Some of them have definitely been real, but some of them he's not had discernment with. And remember, it's the same guy that guy that was the Catholic looking in the mirror and all that. That used to be a Satanist. So it might be, but listen, I'm not going to judge him until I'm only 15 minutes in out of 50 minutes. So
No, it's cool. I was just throwing it out there.
I know.
Doing.
I mean, at the end of it, I might say. I mean, I might think that now. I don't know, or you don't know, but I'd rather leave it till the end.
I find interesting that you mentioned about DNA, and I don't necessarily know if that's what it is, but it just brought up something in my mind where people that are not too familiar with these things, they kind of think that, you know, spells and curses are just like magic things that you send into the air and somehow something happens. But the more I've talked to people, and I think you would echo a similar sentiment, that curses is essentially you're assigning a demon to do a specific task. And so when you started talking to the demons, that's why they got so much more efficient, because you were communicating with them and they would actually go and do whatever curse. And DNA or a picture of the person, in my mind, and I don't know if this is how it works again, but in my mind, it's like it's helping the demon to recognize who the person that you're talking about actually is, so they actually go to the right person. So I did find that interesting. But you said that they were telling you to do things, and I'm wondering, did they ever tell you to do something that you're like, no, this is too far, I'm not going to do that?
Yeah. That's kind of when I stopped becoming a Satanist. I had talked to people all over the place when I would meet them in public, try to get them to believe in Satan, telling them that he was on the good side of things, he actually cared for you, and trying to draw them in. And I was also in a band at that time. It was a very worldly band, but I would sneak little bits of spells into my lyrics.
True, Aaron, but it's not your
That's not that.
testimony.
You know, I want his microphone, dude. That's what I want.
Which were veiled, like you couldn't really figure out what I was doing with my lyrics, but there were spells in my lyrics. Basically, everything that I had to do was draw people away from the truth of things, which they never really explained to me. Like, I knew that Satanism, witchcraft, that worked. That was the secret that I found out, that everything about it is true, and not too many people know about it. So, you know, they're on their own. I got it, I know it, and that's what it's going to be. At no time did they ever tell me about God, like God is evil or something like that. Like, I've heard people say that, but at no time they
Well,
spoke.
that's what Luciferians say, that God's evil, and Lucifer was the one that was the good one for trying to get us to know, to give us the knowledge, you know what I mean, of the knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Sorry, starting up there.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that was quick, Ryan. He cleaned his pipes that fast.
Yeah, wow, that was. Is that what you
I
did?
hit the back button. I hit the back. No, I said I need to clean my pipes, and then I realized that I hit the back button by accident. Damn it.
Nice.
Hi, Chillstar.
And
oh, it's Chillstar in the house. Chillstar Glux in the house. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man.
The more I got into it, the higher I started rising. It doesn't make sense, but the more power I felt, I guess is the way I could put it. I felt like I could do anything because, like you said, it was the demons who do it. Because I got really prideful once talking to the demons, and I said, whoever does this, I'll just smite them, or I'll do this. And it's like, no, not you, us. And I was like, oh, okay. So I started to understand it was them doing it through my command. I was giving them the orders to do it, but it wasn't me doing it. It was the demons themselves on my behalf that were doing it. So that kind of knocked my pride a little bit, but still, I thought I was in charge. I started growing in more power, and then I asked them, what's the next step? What do I do to get to a higher level? And that's when they mentioned the destruction of innocence, is what they called it.
Oh,
that's where you get
destruction of innocence, straight from the devil's mouth himself. You know,
this is where pedophilia gets its stronghold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a bad word, sir.
It's a bad word. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, my bad.
Did you see what Heron said? News flash.
Podiatrist.
You are your own demons.
Sometimes
Yes.
you are. Sometimes you are.
I was going to say there's some truth to that.
And then Chilster said, humans are straight up crazy.
Absolutely.
They are.
Yeah, there's definitely your own demons, absolutely. But I do believe we could be deemed not Christians, but yes, there is such thing as demonic possession.
Get into abuse of children, and like I had mentioned before, my mom, she was a foster parent, so we had kids all the time. And even though I hated people,
Look at him, called him a prick before she said she hasn't even heard his testimony of Christ.
I put that on
She's
screen, you
right in
weirdo.
on him, isn't she? She's right on him. That's cool. That's cool. What, babe?
I already put that on screen.
What? Did you? What, the news flash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Did you read it out?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I
We
did.
didn't hear you.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Well, I heard me.
No, you did not.
I literally did.
You're a lying liar.
We'll go back
No.
and play it again later.
You're a liar that's lying. You're lying
Are
liar.
you sure it was
I gave
literally
you
literally?
1 mouth and 2 ears.
You've got two mouths and an ear. What?
No, you've all got 1 mouth and 2 ears.
I've got
Yeah.
2 lips.
Maybe if you rested your lips and listened with your ears.
No, I didn't hear you say it, babe. Sorry.
Take the cotton out of your ears and put it in your mouth. That's what I said.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
may redeem himself. I hope so. For his sake, I hope so. Because heaven's right on him.
I still hated people, everyone, every kind. But I still didn't think that was right to
I know she
steal
is.
a child's innocence.
Evan, I know she is. I know it was already said because after I said
That's
it,
crazy.
after I said that I didn't hear her. I remember now that something going up the screen. I just can't remember what it was, and I remember saying something. I just can't remember what it was, but I remember her doing it. So I know she's right. I know she is.
You see, because you know, most of the time when the comments go up, especially when nobody reads the comments out, that's me. That is me.
Mm-hmm. I know. But I tell her to read them out. If you put a comment up, read it out.
Sometimes
Unless
I
it's
can't
just
read it out.
unless it's just something that doesn't need reading out. It's just like somebody's quick hello, ha 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 ha, or something. You know.
Sometimes I can't read it out because I can't get a word in.
Oh my God, never. Anyways, I got a question though. If I was looking for
I didn't hear you. What?
Jesus. If I was looking for a babysitter for the grandkids, I think I'd search this guy out and hire him on. Just if you get the sarcasm.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't strike me as really sincere, PJ.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to wait till I hear his story of Christ. He might be ashamed of it still. You know, he might be ashamed of his past, and it might come across as ingenuous. Yeah, I know how that feels. I've stood in front of a church, and I feel really bad, and I don't know where to look and stuff like that. So I'll wait till I hear his. I'll wait till I see what he's like when he talks about Christ. You know what I mean?
I'm using my discernment here. That's all.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I get it. But I'd like to reserve mine. I like to reserve mine a little bit. I mean, I've got initial impressions, obviously, but I still like to reserve them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, but the thing is, right? If I do that and she wasn't actually right, am I then lying? You know? Anyway, let's go.
In any possible way possible, whether it be sexually, whether it be spiritually, teaching them evil things, or even teaching them how to do darkness themselves, or, I mean, killing them. Like, I wouldn't even kill a rabbit. Like, I love nature, so that was a part of me. The only thing I would use for spells in that sense, because some were of sacrificial nature, I would use insects. Like, I would use an ant, or I'd use a beetle, or I'd use a bee. I would use these things, or sometimes many of them, so that I wouldn't have to use a cat or a dog. I know it sounds strange, but these things did work in place of those. And there was also, it was the children stuff, destruction of innocence, but there was also the death of love. And what that is murdering a family member or somebody that you love, the person that you love the most in your life, whether it be your daughter, your son, your mother, your father, or your grandparents. One of them must be killed as a sacrifice to.
And if you did that for Satanism, then you are evil. You are taken over by a demon. I mean, that's just awful. If you could take that and do that for Satan, then yeah, you're an evil bastard.
Yeah, I had a Satanist group up in Flagstaff. We would find like sacrifices of cats and
Yeah.
dogs and stuff. Yeah.
Aye, it happens. Absolutely. Oh, look at the way that his hand shadowed over his eye. It looks like he's got a black eye.
It does.
Attain higher status and to get more powerful demons to reside with you instead of the ones I was dealing with at that time, because other ones would come in from time to time. And that's when I started to know that there was a hierarchy in the demonic kingdom, which I didn't understand right away. But when I was in simple witchcraft, it was lower caste demons, I would say. And then they grew higher, especially the one that taught me about the destruction of innocence and the death of love. That's what I call them because that's what they told me. Like at this point in time, I was learning strictly on what they were telling me. I wasn't looking at other books. I found most books actually to be wrong. And I would see this is where they did it wrong. Oh, they did it at this time of night. Totally wrong. If he's a failure, like how do you guys not know these things? And there was a certain sense of pride in that. But that's when I stopped becoming a Satanist, because I saw the end result and I wanted nothing to do with it. I thought that's pretty disgusting in all levels.
He didn't, right, by the sounds of it, he stopped being a Satanist before Christ, before his confession of Christ, before he's seen Christ. But by what he's saying right now, so I'll wait and see how he elaborates. But it seems that he says he stopped becoming a Satanist before his confession of Christ, before saying anything about Christ, his testimony of Christ. So, weird.
Like there's obviously got to be a way to gain higher power than doing any of these things, but that's how it was, especially from demons who claim that they're on the good side of things. And I started to kind of see the veil slipping from my eyes, and I started to see what they truly were, and they were just extremely evil, full of darkness is basically what I was dealing with.
Hey, I'm pausing here just to let you know that if you want more details about this testimony, whether you want more context about what happened before, or you have questions that I didn't ask, then consider joining us on Locals. We put out a bunch of extra content there, like the extra footage, which is everything that happened before the story started, or the after show, which is what happened after, along with advice that our guests have for you. There's also whole other episodes
That was
are not
that dude
available
there.
anywhere else.
That was that dude there. Let me see.
Episodes that are not available anywhere else.
No, I'll get it.
Did he say
If
evil?
you want more details about this testimony, whether you want more context about what happened before, or you have questions that I didn't ask, then consider joining us on Locals. We put out a bunch of extra content there, like the extra footage, which is everything that happened before the story started, or the after show, which is what happened after, along with advice that our guests have for you.
Come on, there you go. That's the one there in the middle.
Yeah,
he was the Catalan. He was full of maniac. I liked his story until the second part, and it was like, no way when he revealed it. And I was kind of little bits leading up to it was kind of making me more dubious. He was the one. It was like, nah, you're full of crap, dude.
Why did he put it between Bill Gates and Hillary Clinton? That's my question.
Hey, what's up?
What?
Oh, you've answered me.
When?
And what's that?
You said you're going for a nap after this. Babe.
Yeah, I am.
Is that what you're saying?
No, man, that's the last thing I said to you.
When? Where?
Oh,
right after.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah, of course. I thought you were on
I
about
sent it to the wrong person. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll do it.
I've done that before. It's like, holy shit, they're gonna take that all wrong.
I did answer you if I was that. Yeah.
There's also whole other episodes that are not available anywhere else, so why don't you go check it out? It's free to join. You don't have anything to lose and have a whole lot to gain. It also helps us to remain independent and fight censorship, so if you're interested, the link will be in the description. You can head over there after the episode is done. All right, now let's get back in the story. There's so many interesting things that you mentioned, because this is exactly what I've heard from other people that engaged in, black magic, and I had a gentleman on the interview. He wasn't doing that, but it was someone that he knew and he had learned from people close to him. betraying someone close to you, and they called it a Judas ritual, which you mentioned, and the destruction of innocence. Those words specifically were not used before in anyone that I've talked to, but it's a pattern that you see.
Just using that, you know, destruction of innocence, that just comes straight from the devil's mouth himself. You know what I mean? Destruction of innocence, awful.
And there's something I don't want to go too far without actually asking this question, because you talked about putting spells into your lyrics when you're making songs.
Right.
I'm just curious, and maybe you don't have an answer, but would you be able to recognize if someone did that? Like, did you ever?
Hold on, Evan. Hopefully, what's the psyop? What's happening? Isn't it? The New Mexico thing. What is that anyway?
That's a good question. That's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, what is going on? What is going on? Says look, because Brad Tasha says yeah, looks like 4 dead, 16 injured so far. I don't know the details, but it could be a yeah. Hoping it's a psyop. Yeah, I get you. If it's something disastrous, yeah, absolutely.
Now
songs.
What?
What's that?
Maybe on the radio, and you're like, this looks like there's something like that. Is there something there?
Oh yes, I see a lot of it, especially in heavy metal, death metal. A lot of it are just strictly spells, but even a lot of pop songs. Like I hear it in mainstream artists. I'm not gonna really mention too many, but read their lyrics again. Hear what they're actually saying, because it's not all fluffy, nice, teeny boppy lyrics. These are actual spells that they're doing and putting in their songs. And because they're so famous, I mean, I question what they have done to get there. And the fact that I see obvious spells in their lyrics.
Hey, Peach.
I mean,
I got the news story. If you
I could just
put it up.
Okay, what is it?
I'll share it with you. You got to read it. And 14 injured in a shooting in a park in New Mexico so far.
Okay.
I put it up.
Hold on, I've got to get rid of this stuff. Remove.
Yeah, let's just take a look at it. Let's see, what does it say? All right. I'm on the right one now. Here we go. Let's see. Transported to local hospital somewhere taken to University Medical Centers in El Paso. Police said the names of the dead and injured will not be released at this time. They're not going to tell you anything about the victims, but I don't see what the story is. Las Cruces Police Department received assistance investigating from the FBI, ATF, New Mexico State Police, and Donna Ana County Sheriff's Department authorities, but I don't see the story there. Hold on. They got a video with it too. So whatever this is.
It's live. There's something live on it now. They put somebody put a link in chat. Who did they put a link in chat?
Okay, yeah, this
Brad Tasha put a link in chat, and it's actually live now. JLR investigates. But is that an actual news station, like TV news station? I can't show that live, can I? JLR investigates.
No.
Jonathan Lee Ritchie investigates. I don't think I can show that live, can I? But
No,
it's already
it's
live. It's live right now, but I don't think I can show that live because it's a. Is he? Because it's a, like if he's showing it live, but New Mexican please. Right, it says it's right in his description anyway.
It's not a
mass
news
shooting.
channel.
What?
It's not a news channel.
What? So I can show this live, right? Okay, I'll show it quickly. Right,
Okay.
I'll show it quickly.
I got the rest of the article. I can read it right quick.
Hold on. Can I just say, if the miracle is me not getting a word in sometimes, no one makes you come up.
Babe, what are you talking about? It just says miracle. What are you on about?
Because it was when we were talking about when I said.
Babe, just leave it. Please.
No.
Babe. I don't want any bloody drama, babe, in my bloody streams. Let's have a quick look. Not done anything major, so leave it.
And it should also be a reminder. These type of things, man, police need to go and nip it in the butt and disperse it before it gets out of hand. Were the police there? Were they aware? Did they just allow it? Did they just allow people to spin around and go crazy? Doing donuts in a parking lot.
Oh, doing donuts.
They just allow that?
So 3 people got killed in the process. That's what it's saying.
Do they know the shooters, but they're not saying the name, because that's another element too.
Says in his description, mass shooting in Las Cruces, New Mexico. At least 3 dead, numerous people shot. Street racing gathering at Young Park around 10 p.m. Armed suspects wanted. Who is 19-year-old Gabriel Rickman from Deming, New Mexico. Why was he at the scene rebrandishing a weapon, aka Benjamin, aka Anthony Rickman? New Mexico State Police and the whatever sheriff office, the FBI and agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives are assisting with the investigation just north of the border in Mexico. Will Donald Trump speak?
It's like Tokyo Drift or something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. No police available? Resources drained? How many police are on the force there in Las Cruces? On 100,000.
No, don't you dare go. Don't stop.
Oh, I got so many questions.
Babe, I've just typed
My
in
head is
a lot of
banging.
questions.
Babe, you're going because you're in a mood.
No, my head is banging and I can't be asked with idiots that like making
For goodness sake, call him out then. Call him out then.
No, he can fuck off.
Babe, call him out. Call him out.
No, he's a dickhead. I ain't bothered about him.
So you're going to leave my stream
But
because
why
of him,
come
then?
in? No, I've got a headache. But if you don't like me, why would you come and watch a stream I'm on all the time? Like, and nobody making you watch. Like when you accidentally YouTube subbed you to my channel and you were nothing but rude to me in PJ's chat, and I said to you, don't worry about unsubbing because I banned you. The only reason I ain't banned you in here is because I can only do it in comments, not live chat.
And so you go. How you staying?
I'm going because my head's banging.
So you're not pissed off?
No. What, you think I'm going to let some little weirdo who changes his name multiple times a day get to me? No, like, at least have the balls to just come out and say it. Do you know what I mean? I'm a woman and I've got the balls to say what I think.
Right. We're done?
Aye.
Right, you staying or going?
No, I'm going because my head's banging. But can you get rid of it?
You get rid of what?
The headache.
No.
You get rid of you.
I can only time it out.
Let's see.
I can't ban it in thingy. Trust me, if I could, I would. If I could, I'd have done it the other day. Go suck on that.
Right.
But
go on.
Yeah, I see it a lot.
Yeah, no, I believe you, and I've heard about it, but that's why I wanted to ask you the question as someone that actually did that. You definitely have a better idea than I would, and that people that don't know about this kind of stuff would. So let's go back to the demons, and when they told you the next step to gain more power was the destruction of innocence and destruction of love or whatever. You obviously refused.
Yeah, I'll sub to that channel, Brad Tasha, definitely. Almost laughing at what Vicky said.
Use that. You're like, no, I'm not going to do that. This is evil, and you recognize that this was evil. What happened after you rejected it?
Well, first they said the destruction of innocence and explained it, and I said I wasn't doing that. There's no way, you can't get me to do that. And I was like, there's got to be another way. And then that's when they said death of love, and so they explained that. So I was like, I'm not doing that either. So I just put it away. I got up. I remember I was like smoking a joint. I got really drunk that weekend, and I just kind of forgot about it, to be honest. This is during a time where I was becoming homeless too. I had moved with two friends to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and we were all homeless at this time. So I just focused my life on getting high, trying all sorts of drugs. I probably tried every single drug there is other than heroin, because I don't like needles. But I've gone through crack
You
cocaine,
don't have to be sorry. I mean, I've been drunk there. You don't have to use needles to be a heroin addict. You can smoke it. You can snort it. Well, not brown. You can snort brown if you want, but it's not. It doesn't dissolve very well. That's why when you use it in a needle, you have to break it down with citric acid. But if you get like opiate, China white, then you can snort that, I suppose. But smoke it. You don't need to inject it. You can smoke it. I mean, so that's a big misconception and a stereotype.
Oh yeah, like we used to get ecstasy pills that were half and half with the
Yeah,
heroin.
yeah, smacky ones. Yeah, yeah.
Crystal meth, ecstasy, Dilaudid, morphine, weed all the time, every day, drinking all the time. And I just kind of went from doing Satanism, I guess, if you want to call it that, and doing works for the devil, preaching to people on the street about Satan, to purely just.
I mean, I was an injector from day one, absolutely. But you don't have to be an injector.
No, you know,
to be a smart geek.
Distracting myself from all of it, like just getting as high as I can, just forgetting about it completely, and that's the road I was in. There was only one other time after that I did commune with the demons, and I had forgot about that.
Oh God, the guy's with a weird name. He changes it all. He changes it about 4 or 5 times a day. The hate devil, it's level, idiot. I don't know. He keeps changing it. They start off, he was a laugh. He kept doing it all the time, but I didn't know. I was like, bloody hell! Every time I'd see it's a different name, but he has been a little bit trolly lately. I don't know what he's doing, but he has been trolling.
Let me explain it though.
Yeah, but babe, I don't want it to become a thing.
No, it's not going to. But the other day, Roger, I got they subbed to my channel, and all I did was say in chat, "Thanks for subbing to my channel," and they were like, "Oh, well, YouTube made a mistake again, and I can't be bothered to undo it." And I was like, "Oh, what the do you know what I mean?"
I thought he was joking, but he said something about Vicky being shot lately. No, because she did that racism video, and then the other one, and well,
no, it was only the racist. It was only the racism video that I'd done at that point.
Oh well, the racism one, yeah. So she had the right to be shot. So I told him that as well. You know what I mean?
And then when I was saying about God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, and he put, and I said I can't get a word in an edgeway sometimes, and he put, "It's a miracle." Like,
oh, I get you. Yeah,
go suck a doorknob.
Yeah, he's picking on you in particular. That's nothing to do with you.
Roger, if he had a problem with me, he could have just said, "Vicky, shut the F up." You know what I mean? Or "Vicky, shut, you're a bitch," or whatever. But the snide remarks like a little girl. I know that. I own it, mate.
What do you call mate?
Everybody.
You don't call me mate. You're weirdo.
But like,
kick your ass.
Don't come into my partner's stream and be rude to me, because you wouldn't come in our houses and be rude. So
yeah, makes sense. This is our home.
Yeah.
Don't shit where you eat.
No, she's just explaining, Chilster. She's just explaining to Roger where it stemmed from. You know what I mean? He's the right merchant, of course.
Yeah, been asking a question about that guy ever since his name started changing. It's sort of got kind of weird.
Yeah. There's no need for it. Vicky, you're awesome, apparently.
Thanks, Thomas.
You are. I love you.
I love you.
That in my testimony, but it was me, these 2 guys, I won't name them, but we had invited a prostitute over to our house, and we played the Ouija board on her stomach as she laid there.
Play the Ouija board.
She started like getting very
you don't play the Ouija board, it plays you.
Comfortable, and we could see that.
Absolutely.
And we're just like, I remember my buddy right here, he's like, we'll pay you more, just stay there. And she said, no, my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts too much. And she got up and we put the board away and we're like, okay. And then she just left. But then that to me was like, okay, I can't even use the Ouija board without someone getting hurt. So it kind of topped it off there. And I was like, I'm done with this,
Hey, PJ,
basically.
one thing.
I don't want anything to do with this. And
go for
it. Who pays a prostitute to play Ouija board on their stomach, man? I'm just asking a question. Like,
Who
what
pays
kind
a
of
prostitute for anything?
Yeah, but I mean that's not what you. That's never mind. That just, that's cheesy, man. I don't know, that story don't add up to me.
Who's NM? Who's NM, babe?
I don't know.
Babe. Oh, okay. Who's NM, Heaven?
I kind of just didn't want to do it anymore and stopped doing everything associated with witchcraft and Satanism.
Yeah, I think one of the lessons of your testimony, we're actually going to get to more of it, is that even though you had rejected Satanism and the demons, they did not leave you alone. That's not how it works. So can you talk about what happened in the years following that, following you leaving Satanism? What happened in the years following?
Babe, Chilster said, laugh at it.
Yeah, good
Just I like that. You know what, right? I've had a lot more shite than that this week, and do you know what? They can all crack on. It doesn't affect me, and it doesn't like it's boring, if anything, and it shows how sad their lives are. But like, I've had, we've all had worse shite done to us than some div in chat.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so me and my friend Mike, I will mention his name because he comes up later in the story. We decided that we're done with being poor and broke and homeless, so we're gonna move.
Okay, I get you, Heron. I get you. Talking with Brian. All right, okay. New Mexico, and I thought you were talking about a person. Initials, right? New Mexico. Got you. Fair play. Thank you. Sorry, I was being nosy. If that's in case you were talking to Brad, that means I was being nosy.
To Saskatchewan. We decided to hitchhike across Canada. So we got as far as, I think, Ottawa. And that's when his father paid for our bus ticket all the way to Saskatoon. So we got to Saskatoon and we were jonesing pretty hard for drugs. We didn't know anybody. We were still new in the town. And we met this guy who was working at a 7-Eleven store. His name was Lloyd. And we said, hey, do you know any hookups? And he got us hooked up with cocaine and weed. And we're like, great. So we started a friendship with him. He invited us over to his house. He had a girlfriend at that time named Jermaine. And we were buddies with them. And we started smoking weed with them and just being really friendly. And out of the blue, this is kind of where my testimony starts.
Way right in the middle, 28 minutes, because it's 56 minutes long. That's where his testimony starts. Right. Let's hear it.
Give it.
I was in my apartment with Mike, and there was another girl named Megan and another guy named Dell. He was sitting on the ground eating ice cream. Megan was eating her ice cream, and I was behind the door eating ice cream.
I don't understand, right? He didn't want to name the other people before, but he's okay naming these people. If you're not going to name people, I just wouldn't name anybody.
Came around the corner, and we hear this buzzer, and we weren't expecting anybody, so we're like, that's kind of strange. And I looked at Megan, and she's like, no. And I'm like, there's no way she knows who this is. Like, why is she telling me no? Maybe she's just high and paranoid or something. But I was like, whatever. I buzz it, and they're like, hey, it's Lloyd and Jermaine. Can we come up for a couple smokes?
Babe, will you take control? Because I'm scared now. I'm going to the toilet. You hear me, babe? Babe?
Yes, baby.
Did you hear what I said?
I was sorting the dog out.
All right,
No.
hear what it says. Right, yeah. Heron says, this better be good, because he's getting to his testimony of Christ now. Right, halfway in the middle. So he's right, I'm going to the toilet. You take control for a minute, because I'm a little bit scared. Right?
Weirdo.
Right. love you. Take control. Right, wait, I'm going to. Wait.
You're a weirdo.
Yes,
Wait.
I am.
I'm like, sure. And buzz them in. She's like, no, no. And then she just gave up. And I'm like, what's the big deal? I'm like, it's just them. So went back to eating my ice cream on the ground. And that's when I hear the door open. Shuts. I see Jermaine. She's walking right down the hallway to Mike's bedroom. They've never been to our apartment, so it was really strange that she even knew where his bedroom was. Maybe she thought it was mine. And she had a crowbar in her hand. And I thought that was strange. So she starts walking really fast to Mike's room. So I put my ice cream down. I start standing up. And that's when Lloyd comes right in front of me. And he pulls out this monkey wrench. It was like the biggest wrench I've ever seen. And he just hauls off, hits me right across the temple. I started seeing stars and I was so confused. I was trying to get my bearings, but I didn't have enough time because he put the wrench around my head. And he kind of bent me over, so I kind of knew what
He put the wrench around my head, not in front, like around on my neck. No,
That's weird. Yeah.
because he
This
said
guy-
he put the wrench around my head. Well, I have never seen a spanner bend or a
Oh
wrench.
no, but I would say that, babe. I would actually say, I mean, I would say in where I'm from in Scotland, I'd say, I would say things like he wrapped it around my head. He wrapped the spanner around my head, and that's the same
Look
kind
at
of
his
meaning,
act-
wrapping it. What?
Yeah, but his body language is saying his neck, not his head.
Oh, okay, but I haven't heard. Okay, let me.
You got to imagine he is Canadian, though. You got to give him that.
Canadian.
I'm just taking a jab, like.
There you go.
he was trying to do. He was reaming over so that he could go back and like break my neck or something, do something really bad. He already smoked me in the head at this time. So I had grabbed on.
Did he mean he put it over his head and got it around his neck? And he said it like he wrapped. He put it around.
He'd already said he'd been hit in the head with it, but then when he was going to say about the neck, but he said he wrapped it round my head.
Okay.
But was doing that action to his neck.
Right.
To the wrench, and I jumped in the air as he went backwards because he's way bigger than me, way heavier. I knew I probably would have been toast if I didn't do that. So we go up in the air like that, and I scream, Mike, Mike. Goes up again, and I scream again, Mike, Mike. And it just kind of went like this a few times. Jermaine hears me. She starts running towards me, and she punches me in the family jewels. She grabs onto them and puts one leg on my upper thigh, one leg on my other shin. And she's like trying to like pull them off, I guess. He had my neck like this, so I couldn't do anything. And she has my lower half like that. And that's when I said, if there's a God at all in this world, like if there's a God, please save me because I'm about to die. And that's when I remember not thinking about it. It just happened where my hand flew forward. It hit Jermaine in the face and her glasses flew off. So she can't really see that good with her glasses being off. And I knew that. So that's what kind of gave me a little bit of time, because when I
Do you guys know that you can actually play games in YouTube now? If you're on that, let me quickly show you. It's weird.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to show you. Hold on.
That was so random, Paul Joe.
I know it's just because I was looking to see what was on YouTube, see if there was anything came up, and I noticed it down the bottom, and I forgot to say this to people. Look, you get these wee games here. Look, let's have a quick look.
They look like most of the mobile games.
It's crappy games, obviously. Let's have a look. Bottle jump. What'd you do? No way. You got it's weird. You got right. So
start. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Hey.
Little games you can play. That's cool. Well.
All right. Unlock one.
Go back. Piss off.
Don't get wet, PJ.
Mad. So you can play games on YouTube.
Yeah, but
Cool.
do you get anything for it though? That's my question. Point.
No, it's just crappy little games.
You can watch people playing games on there too.
Yeah, of course.
You mean like what we're doing, Rog?
Yeah, watching him play a game.
Watching him play a crappy game.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just cutting people up now. Watch him go.
Oh, hold on! I'm cutting people up live. YouTube will stop me.
I don't know. Don't hold your finger
Blue
up.
people as well.
Sorry
I
about
still
that,
remember that.
you guys. Sorry about that crap.
That was so random.
She fell
dude.
down.
I'm proper random, innit? Proper random.
I'm going
Why?
because my head is pounding.
I thought you'd already gone.
Yeah, take you a pill.
All right, babe. Love you.
Love you.
I guess you haven't finished.
Later, Vicky.
Right. Bye.
Ta-da.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
And she's looking for her glasses. That's when Lloyd, he got mad because I just hit his girlfriend in the face. So he lets go of my neck with the wrench, and he turns around to face me. And as he faced me, oh, that's right. He did take a swing. I blocked it like that.
Sweaty
and he hit me
bits,
right there on the arm. And from there to my shoulder, it was all yellow and black and blue for the court report. They took.
And if you were wearing a white t-shirt, that would be yellow under the pits now as well.
Hold on, let me
Pictures of-
check mine right quick. Let's see if I got any.
It must be all the
there.
candles behind them. You know?
No, nothing there.
Cool.
Of it and showed it in court. But as soon as he
Oh,
did
cool.
that,
Yeah.
I came back and I just hit him. I hit him up against the wall and just 1-2 it, 1-2. And during the time I was a hockey player, I was also a boxer for 2 years, so I kind of knew how to defend.
You were a boxer for 2 years. I just seen how you 1-2'd. You
Yeah,
were
you
not
ain't
a boxer for 2 years, dude. I just seen how you 1-2'd and hooked. You were not a boxer.
PJ, it makes me question his whole story, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know. No, I just think I don't question it as such. Like, I believe he's probably come to Christ, but a lot of people exaggerate with their testimonies. A lot of people big up the dark side, the bad side, to make him sound like, I was this big, you know what I mean, gangster type person sometimes. Testimonies, I call them. And then when it comes to the Christ part, you know what I mean, when they'll exaggerate a little bit. So I do believe it to a certain extent so far, but I think he's added a lot of hyperbolic. I think he's been hyperbolic, you know what I mean, a little bit.
I got you. Yeah.
So far.
Myself, but at that time, I was still almost knocked out from the first time he hit me. Like, I started seeing white dots. Like, that's kind of you're almost knocked out at that point. And during this whole time, when I was punching him, everything was red. So I'm not sure what that was. It was like an orangey red, mostly orange, my whole vision. I don't know if that's from the hit or if it's something spiritual. I have no idea to this day. But when I started hitting him, he got knocked out. He fell onto the ground and dropped the wrench. And at that point, I remember.
We already noticed that, Lumpy. We already noticed the candles with the Bible, or what if it is a Bible? Don't know. We already noticed that. So I did say earlier he might be trying to demonstrate his whole life or something. I don't know. I haven't got a clue, but I did see it. Yeah.
I wanted to pick up that wrench so bad and just finish him off. I wanted to kill him. I had him on the ground. He was out. And just there's something that just stopped me. Like, I couldn't, my brain wanted to do that, but I couldn't physically do it. So I just turned and ran out the door, and Jermaine's standing at the door with a crowbar, and she still tried to hit me one more time. And that's what.
Yeah, no problem, Lumpy. Yeah, no, we did notice earlier. It took me I was nearly a good 10-15 minutes in before I did notice it, though, to be honest.
And Megan, her last name is Gabriel, which is pretty funny, but she grabbed the crowbar out of her hand, and it almost hit me in the temple. And then I hear a loud bang behind me. I ran out the door, ran outside, and
I don't know. I don't think he is. I think it's just the shadows, the way the shadows are, Brad Tasha. But I could be wrong.
I was in my boxers too, by the way, the whole time. So I'm running down the street.
It does
in
look like he's
Saskatoon.
got a little. Does look a little like ice when he closes his eyelids a little bit. They do look a little eyeshadowy. You know, they do look a little like that.
So he's
I
not
go to the
wearing
first
makeup.
house I see a certain
I mean, it's possible, but I don't know.
knocking on the door. This guy comes out. He's also in his like pajamas or whatever it was, house coat, because this was like 5, 6 in the morning on Sunday, June 3rd, 2006. Because I guess I'll get to that later, but I was knocking on the door. He came out. I said, "Hey, 2 people broke into my house that just tried to kill me. Can you call 911?" He said, "Yeah." He's like, "But while we're waiting," he's like, "Come here." So we went back to his shed that he had, and he pulls out this hoe, for, like a garden hoe, and he had this other clawed stick, and he's like, "Let's go." Like, this guy must have been a fighter, or he just is waiting for the day he could get into trouble with someone or something. But he was just right on. He wanted to go back and fight these people. And I mean, I didn't really want to, but I have this big guy with me. Sure, let's go back.
Yeah, I would agree with that to a certain degree. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt till I hear the end, but you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
I think me
So
and
we
her
went
got a
back.
point.
We start ringing
Sorry.
I think we're on point with this. Me and
Yeah.
the buzzer. Nothing. No answer. Ring it again. No answer. And he's like, "I don't like this." And I was like, "Yeah, me neither." So I'm thinking in my head that
I mean,
Lloyd got
maybe he thinks he's out. Maybe he still has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean? Maybe he's given his life to Christ, but he's still in there. He's still doing stuff from the old life, which is a contradiction. But I've kind of done that myself. You know, like, yeah, totally believe in Christ, but I'm still doing the old stuff. So it could be along that lines as well. Maybe he's still in sin. Don't know. It's his testimony. I can only go by what he says. I can only go by my own discernment as well.
back up, and he just like killed everybody. That's what I was thinking happened, because surely somebody in that room would have answered the door, but nobody did. So we went back to his house with his wife, and we just waited around. Police didn't show up, but Mike and his dad, they showed up in a car, and I knew Mike was alive, so everything was good. I'm like, "Oh, thank God." And I was like, "What did they do?" And Mike was like, "When
He's got a camera in his room above the. I mean, I noticed it earlier, but I didn't think anything of it. It's not just that's not just a sensor, is it? That's an actual camera, sensor camera. So I mean, and it's just above his scripture thing. Bit strange, but because it just seems like that's a room. Why would you?
That looks like it looks like it's like a kitchen, maybe. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
got the slide door behind it.
Maybe it could be in a bed there, an open plan, or maybe he's a student or something. I don't know. I'm just surmising it. It could be it could be fairly logical reason for it.
Maybe he's using.
He said he woke up, he heard a
scriptures
commotion.
for witchcraft, dude. Like it
Mhm.
kind of like seems like he's.
He could still be in. He could still be. He could still be dipping the toe in the old life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen people doing it. I mean, I've done it myself. Yeah, hold on, what's happening? Metaphysical communities call that an opportunity to do some shadow work, PJ. Acclimating your heart to do your actions is the shadow that always creeps up and interfere. We can transmute them. Got ya.
In the living room, and when he woke up, he started to get up. That's when Jermaine put the crowbar in his face and said, "If it wasn't for your dad, you'd be dead too." And he's like, "What?" And got up, and he said that they both ran out the door, and I guess they ran away back to their house. I'm not really sure. And when we went into Mike's dad's house, was the apartment below us across the hall. So we went in there and we waited for the police. Police showed up. He was in our living room and giving him the report of everything that happened. The phone started to ring, so we answered it, and Steve answered it, Mike's dad, and he's like, "It's them." And the cop's like, put them on speaker. He puts it on speaker, and he's like, just saying wild stuff, like super demonic stuff that doesn't make any sense. They said that they were here to kill the Anarchists because I had 3 6s on me. I mean, I used to tell people after becoming a Satanist, and
Does he have 3 6s on him?
giving him the report of everything that happened.
He did.
The phone started to ring, so we answered it, and Steve answered it, Mike's dad, And he's like, it's them. And the cop's like, put them on speaker. He puts it on speaker, and he's like, just saying wild stuff, like super demonic stuff that doesn't make any sense. They said that they were here to kill the Antichrist because I had.
He's got 1-6 there.
Yeah,
3-6.
There's one.
1-6 there.
Sixes on me. I mean,
Where's the third?
Oh, unless that's 6 on the other one, because it did look shadowed. Okay. So he has got that on there.
It could be out of chest.
Yeah. Hey, Glenn, so it's good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
I used to tell people after becoming a Satanist, when I didn't want to do it anymore, I used to tell them that this was 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, like that carbon atom, which makes up a human being, because I was embarrassed about Satanism. But at that time, they took it to literally mean something, so it went to their head. The cop was writing this all down so that they were admitting to it there. And that was that. I remember buying a case of beer, and I was going to drink it. And I mean, I was at the hospital
If I bought a case of beer, I would have drank it.
for some time, but this leads me to where I accepted Christ, where I was going to drink the beer, and I thought, you know what? I'm actually alive because of this God that I talked to. Whoever this was, when I said, if there's a God at all, please save me because I'm about to die. That's who intervened. Like, that's the person. And immediately, for some reason, I could have thought of any God. There was lots. I've learned about many gods, many deities, many beings, mythological gods that people worship.
Yeah, Evan, I know what transmute means. I know that. I know what it means.
Transmutation.
Thanks for elaborating though. I do know. I did grab what you I did catch the drift of what you were saying. Like when someone goes to punch you, you can grab their arm and yes, absolutely. I get it. Their own energy into the force that actually throws them to the floor instead of lobbing. Yeah, absolutely. I get you completely.
Usually, the term is used in alchemical processes when they change elements.
Oh, I thought you were saying it back. I thought you were saying it back to me because I put it up on screen. Okay, I got you. Sorry, is that me being nosy again?
Who's being nosy?
I'm always nosy. Sorry, Aaron.
Chills ask,
Chills is not a Dumbo. Don't be silly.
But I knew within my heart that it was Jesus Christ. Saw, the cross. I knew it was Jesus. And I just dropped to my knees and I just said, thank you, Lord, for saving me. I'm sorry for my sins. I just remember asking for forgiveness. And I'm like, I really want to be a better person. I almost died there. Thank you for saving me. And I owe my life to you. And from that point on, I became a Christian. I went to church the very next week.
But he didn't say how he. I mean, fine, give life to Christ, cool. But you didn't say how you came to know Christ. I mean, did someone mention him to you? I mean, did someone tell you the story of Christ? Did they say the gospel? Was it just because you were in danger and then you called out? I mean, yeah, fair enough. I'll listen to him.
On Sunday, and a lot of things happened after that happened. But at that point in time, June the 3rd, 2006, I became a Christian. And the reason why they had come to try and kill me was because on June 6th would have been
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man.
June is the 6th month, the 6th day, 2006. So they thought if they killed the Antichrist before 666, that they would stop Armageddon or something, like just wild stuff. It was in the newspaper too, the Star Phoenix newspaper in Saskatoon. So, I mean, people read this stuff, like, but it just blows my mind. So, I mean, they were there to end me, whether it was, I'm really thinking it was a demonic influence that tried to do that because they knew I was separated from God. They knew I didn't believe in Jesus, but they also knew that I stopped working for them, that I stopped.
So he is explaining that a little bit here. Good. PJ, have you ever heard of the channel called Touching the Afterlife? It's about stories like these, and they're amazing. I'll check it out. I will check it out. Touching the Afterlife. I'll check that out. Thanks for that, Brad. Tasha.
spreading the message of Satan, that I stop cursing people and talking to them. So I'm thinking they chose that's when they wanted to end me, because my condemnation was set. It was a for sure thing that if I died, I would go to hell. I would not be in heaven. I would not be with Jesus. And looking back at that, I'm just so glad that he saved me from that.
Yeah, your story is insane, and it's so fast. Like it kind of seems to come out of nowhere. And then, like you said, you called out to a God that you didn't know, and you're like, if there's a God, save me. And you said at that moment, that's when you were able to, things actually start.
Is it this one, Brad Tasha? Just so I know to subscribe to it or not.
Hold on. Supposedly, I got a stream set for now.
You got one set for now?
No, I got the AM PM mix up probably again. Let's see.
Got you.
I just got a text from Michael saying
I'll be on at 11 p.m. I'll be on the same time tonight, 11 p.m. is normal. Touching the afterlife. Is it this one, Brad Tasha? That one? Is this the one? Just so I know.
I thought it was for later.
Got ya.
No, that one's for 10:15. That's the night. Let me go to my channel and check.
So it's that one. Cool. I'll get the link for people if they want it. Share channel. There we go. That's the link to that channel, guys. Cheers. Thanks for that, Brad Dash.
In your favor. And afterwards, you didn't know why, but you're like, it's Jesus.
Yeah. I just knew in my heart. I don't know why till now. I mean, there's something supernatural about that. He showed up and I just knew it was him. I just knew. I can't explain it.
Can you talk a little bit more about the following weeks? Because so far we talked about you being involved in witchcraft and very dark witchcraft, talking to demons. And then afterwards, even though you rejected that, you were still very much into hedonism and completely opposite of what the Bible would call you to do. And now this happened. You say God saved your life. How did your lifestyle, how did your worldview change after this dramatic event?
So the apartment that Mike's dad was in, it was right across the hall, and we were one level up. So we were on the third floor, they were on the second floor. And Mike had a sister named Rachel. I knew Rachel was a Christian. I knew Steve was a Christian, but I knew Rachel was kind of more of a spiritual person because she was involved in the church. She always talked about it. It would annoy Mike and me a lot of the time when we went over for dinner. She would always pray and then talk about Jesus. So I knew that I needed to talk to her about what I was going through at that time. So she suggested that I go to this church, which was Faith Alive Family Church in Saskatoon. And I went there on Sunday and I started listening and hearing about the Word of God. And I remember the pastor saying that the Word of God is the sword. It is your spiritual weapon to fight against the enemy.
That's very true. Very, very true.
That the Word of God has so much power. And that stuck with me because later that night, I was reading.
I would say the inspired Word of God if he's on about Scripture, because to me, the Word of God is Christ. The actual Word of God. Inspired Word of God, yeah. Like Jesus, something you understand why he's called the Word. Sorry?
That stream is set up for 10 p.m. on the Restream side, but on YouTube it says AM. I don't get it.
Weird.
I know.
Weird.
Reading 2 Samuel in the Bible. I even remember the chapter. And I had this foam bed that I found in the dumpster. I still didn't have a lot of money. Still was kind of poor, but we maintained rent, and that's the best we could do. So I found this bed. It was a foam bed, completely made out of foam, So it was kind of like a mattress, but it folds back up into a couch, so you can just sit on it. And that's what I was lying down on. And when I was reading Second Samuel, I felt this buzzing vibration in the middle of my back, like kind of near my stomach, and it just buzzed again. And I'm like, okay. And all the hairs on my neck and arms were standing up. And I tried to ignore it. I was like, that's weird. Maybe it's just a twitch in my back. And then it got even stronger. And then I got up, I looked underneath it, and I was looking through this foam bed, like trying to see if there's like a vibrating mechanism. Maybe it was a massage couch or a massage bed, and there was nothing in it. It was completely made out of foam, and boom, boom.
See, a lot of people, when they give their life to Christ, do get some kind of flashing lights, feelings of love, these kind of buzzy feelings. Not me. Mine was more of a faith thing. I didn't get any feelings like that. Just a sense of peace, yeah. But I didn't get any of these flashy lights or feelings of buzzing going through my body or anything like that. But people do get these things happen. And mine was more of a faith thing.
Boom. That was my door. Somebody was hitting it so hard. And that's when I was like kind of frozen in fear a little bit. Because at that point, I didn't really know.
Goosies to me are gooseberries. I used to raid gardens when I was younger. And we used to call gooseberries goosies. Hairy things, like look like grapes, but are hairy.
Oh, that demons would be back. I wasn't thinking that at that time. I thought maybe Lloyd and Jermaine had broken in because they weren't in jail. And then I looked at I had a closet there, and there was like a mop with no handle on it, just the metal part. And I grabbed that, and I was just thinking how I'm going to fight them with this thing. Because Lloyd was bigger, way bigger. I couldn't fight him, probably not. I wasn't that skilled. I wasn't an MMA fighter yet. That comes later. I remember another bang, bang. And I'm like, Mike, and I'm yelling to Mike because I'm thinking maybe it.
God's voice today. Oh, look.
Oh, good guy.
God's voice today.
No, I don't know where that stream's coming from. It's weird. I got a phantom stream that says I'm on now, but I can't find it in Restream or on YouTube when I go into the main. I'm going to have to delete it. Yeah.
Got you. Let me just see. Present your screen. What's voice today? This one? This one?
Hold on. I can't see.
Bad Tasha, that one.
No.
Well, Tasha said hello, everyone. Hey, Tasha, good to see you.
Hey, Tasha.
Bless you. Right, cool. That one. Right, I'll get a link for people's. Linkage.
I don't know how to get in and delete this stream.
From StreamYard or YouTube side?
YouTube side.
You have to go to your YouTube studio and go to your content, live streams, and then do it that way.
Okay, I'm in the channel dashboard now. So you said live streams?
Yeah, live streams, and then you'll see it there, ready to go, and go to the three dots, and you'll be able to sort it out from that. Edit.
I got notifications. I don't see the live streams.
Well, in your content, you go to your content, and then hold on. Are you on the computer or are you on your phone?
Computer.
Oh, it should be just go to your Well, actually, go to the video on YouTube where it is on YouTube, and underneath it you should see edit video.
I got it.
Edit video, and do it that way.
I found it.
You got it.
Mike, maybe it's not someone breaking in. Maybe it's Mike. I heard him get off his bed springs, so I could hear the bed springs sound, and then him walk over to his door, and then right when it went bam, bam, it would always do it in threes. So I knew on the third one I would get it, whoever it is, if it's a person, whatever. So I could kind of hear Mike, so I knew it kind of wasn't him. So I knew whoever this was, it was an enemy, and this is it. So on the third one, I went to stab it or stick it with this stick because it had a long metal point, and there was nothing there. And I looked down the hallway, looked towards Mike's place, nothing there. And that's when Mike was like walking to his door. He opens the door, and I'm like, hey, somebody's in our house, man. Just a second. I went and grabbed another stick that I had, and I passed it to him over the wall, and he grabbed it, and he's like, I'm like, are you ready? And he's like, okay, let's go. So we went into the living room. There's nothing. The doors.
Jim would even give witchcraft a bad rap. He bloody would, wouldn't he? He bloody would.
Did you say
still
McCoon?
locked to our room.
Sorry, oh wow. McCoon he's just the devil, isn't he? He, she, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Room. I found that out later, actually, but the patio door is still locked. The screen's open, but we always lock that part.
There's a camera to the left of it as well, Lumpy. I noticed there's a motion sensor camera to the left as well.
There's nothing there. It's not a big apartment. It's really small. So Mike's kind of taking note of this, and he's like, I'm going back to bed. He throws a stick down. He's mad at this point because I woke him up. This is like 3 o'clock in the morning. He goes into his room, and I'm like losing my mind at this point because I knew that door, like it was bending in. Like I thought somebody was like just kicking it down. Like maybe it was the cops. Like who could possibly be? Why don't they just turn the door handle? There's no lock on it. I wasn't locked in my room. You could just open the door handle. So it was really confusing me. But that's when things started to become real to me, where I started to get kind of scared. But whenever I got scared in my life, I didn't really have a lot of fear. Like I fought a lot on the streets. I dealt with demonic beings. I didn't really have a lot of fear. That's not boasting. It's just a truth of things. But when I did get scared, I immediately started to get angry.
He has got a mirror there as well, isn't he? Maybe this is just the same place as he was in his old life, but he's still, like I say, he's still got a foot in it. Because the black candles and that, it does seem shrinish. It does seem a little strange. I mean, some people do when they come to Christ, they still have the foot. I did, but I means I was lukewarm. You know, I was lukewarm.
Well, I don't think testimony should be there to advertise stuff like this. The way.
No, of course. I mean, it could be. That's what I'm saying. It could be the fact that they are advertising that it's subliminally. You know what I mean? Could be, or it could be the fact that he's got his foot in it. You know, you just got to use your discernment.
And that's how I was feeling. Like I was so scared. I threw Mike's stick on the ground. I grabbed it. I picked it up. I threw it down. I wanted to pick it up to pretty much fight me. I know it's crazy. It sounds dumb, but I was so mad that I was like,
really dumb.
Physically kick my door in and out, but you can't pick up this stick. I'm like, what are you, weak? You couldn't even open the door. You had to kick it, and I'm just swearing at it. And then I'm making fun of it. I'm like, you're a bleep, bleep, bleep.
You're a bleep,
and then
bleep,
that's
bleep.
when I saw this thing, which was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And
yeah, demons are always scary. Even when you have Christ on your side, it's still scary when you come in contact with them, when you know they're about. Absolutely. I'd agree with that, bro.
Yeah.
I think nothing at all.
It's like a persona, man. It's like demons have to present themselves like that because they're weak, dude. The scarier they are, the weaker they are.
No, only Jesus has power over demons. Only in the name of Jesus. We haven't got the power over him. Like to say, I think he's still a little green. I still think he's a little green. You know, if he's being honest, I think he's a little green.
Than black can be, and it started growing. It was almost like a black hole. Now that I think of it, if you can imagine a black hole, it was like almost like it was taking over light. Like light was getting sucked into it, and it was growing and growing and growing. And I remember staring at this, and I'm like, this is not good. This is something spiritual. Has nothing to do with a physical person being in here. There are demons here. There's something evil. And then my door opens and slams and opens and slams and opens and slams. And that's when I took off. I ran outside, and I just stood outside. I didn't run to someone's place, but I was in my boxes again, as usual, because I was ready for bed. I was just reading the Bible in bed, and I'm outside, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, because I considered running down the street, like maybe to the police or to the hospital or something. But I figured whatever that entity, that black thing was, I figured it would get me on the way. Like maybe it would possess a car and a car would hit me in the middle of the street, or like it would possess some homeless person who would then stab me. So I thought of the only thing I could do, and I wanted to contact Rachel. So I buzzed Rachel's house. I'm glad she answered. It was 3 a.m. I mean, it was just a shot in the dark. I hoped she would answer, and she did. Because I didn't really go to Jesus at this point, which I should have. There was a point where that was going on where I did think of the word of God being your sword. But when that black...
A lot of the times I try to do stuff for my own strength, forgetting that I could go to Jesus, or being too prideful to go to Jesus, maybe.
That would be a smart thing, PJ. That's what I was going to write out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
thing happened, I'm like, how do I fight this with a word? But at that time, I knew practically nothing about Christianity. So I buzzed Rachel. She answered the door. I told her that there was something in my apartment, and she said, let's pray. So she prayed this prayer, and
yeah, it's a little strange. I mean, if I was like that, then definitely I would have been lukewarm at the time. If I don't think about going to Jesus or going to the missus first or a girl first, you know, that would seem a little lukewarm to me. But like I say, it could still be green, But I still don't like the shiny looking thing. But like Helen says, black candles. It's how you use them. Like I said, black candles are fine, pink candles are fine, red candles are fine, whatever. It's how you use them, isn't it? It's what you're doing it for.
There's something I never really heard before. What she was doing was she was going into spiritual warfare. And I didn't know Christians did that. And something I looked into later and love doing a lot more often now. But she started like binding demons in Jesus' name, casting them to his feet, putting a hedge of protection around me, and blessing the room, just all sorts of things that I didn't know about. And a sense of peace eventually came over me, which I now recognize as the Holy Spirit. And I just felt so calm, so at peace. And I was so peaceful that I had confidence enough just to go right back to my room. I was like, she prayed for me. The Lord heard me. He is real. So I trust in him.
Spiritual warfare sounds interesting. Well,
Yeah.
it's a lot. There's a lot of it. Spiritual is exactly that, man. Spiritual
And
warfare.
I went back to my room and just went to sleep, to be honest. I mean, there's nothing else I could have done. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. No one's awake, no one to talk to. So I just went into that foam bed, started reading. I remember reading a little bit more and asking the Lord to help me sleep. And then I went to sleep. And that was my first week after.
I used to get night terrors, Lumpy. I used to, probably not as bad as some people, but I used to wake up just terrified for no reason. Like, don't know why. It was awful. But yeah, I've had it as well where I've thought like sleep paralysis, like Sandro gets it as well, where demonic attacks where you can't move and that. I mean, I've had sleep paralysis as well. I mean, I can tell the difference. Yeah, with the demonic, you can feel the evil without a doubt. But yeah, and I couldn't even say in Jesus' name. It came out scratchy, like I couldn't say anything. I had to say it in my head, and it still worked. Still went. In Jesus' name went in my head because I couldn't say it out loud. It was paralyzed. My voice was paralyzed as well.
Becoming a Christian.
So that was a week after the other incident?
Yeah. When I accepted the Lord and those people, two people tried to kill me. Yeah, that was on June 3rd, 2006. And then this was the next Sunday. So Monday morning at 3 in the morning. So the very next week.
I think so, Evan. But I have done that as well. So this lad is in the guidance of others when it was dark, and even now it's unfortunate he doesn't even see the fact that he's still practicing the vet thing. He says he's done turned on. Yeah, I mean I can remember being like that. Still looking to man, even though I knew Christ was should have been my leader, but I was looking to like people who are more I thought was more spiritual than me. I was looking to them, even within Christianity, rather than Christ himself. You know what I mean? Done that myself, without a doubt.
So quite an intense week, to say the least.
Yep.
And I can't help but to think the same thing that you said before, that the witchcraft you were involved in was the conduit through which they were able to, get to you. But man, that's such an intense week. I don't even have words. I don't know how to react to that story. But what happened with you afterwards? Like, how did that change your life?
Well, I mean,
I dreamt I floated out my body, saw myself sleeping, floated down the stair, and out the front door, and I woke up. Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let me just say that was how I partly knew it was demonic. But we always pray. It was like she couldn't. I have PG. I have to, especially on worldly problems. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Alessandro's that. Just as I was talking about him as well.
Of course.
About the demonic attacks, like sleep paralysis. Because he gets it as well. I haven't had it in a while, but he seems to get it more. Had it more than me, but yeah, I've certainly experienced it a few times.
I'm not really sure either why, like if there was a door left open or anything, but God has used that experience in my Christian walk from time to time when I've fallen away here and there. I mean, it's happened a couple times. Like, I'll never stop believing in the Lord. I've been through too much. I've seen too much evil. I've seen too much.
Why would you ever stop believing in the Lord? You wouldn't. If you see the truth in Christ, then how can you stop believing in the Lord? I don't understand people who can't do that. If they can do that, then it questions my faith in their faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Much of God's goodness, of what he has done for me in my life. And that's a part of the reason why when I tell my testimony, I left that part out of my first part of testimony on my channel, and I made a separate video for it, because if you haven't been through these things, especially in witchcraft,
I say that as well. Exactly, bro. It's like flat earthers. When you know. Absolutely, bro.
and
once you go
spiritual
flat,
things,
you don't go
and
back.
you've never seen these things, I'll be honest, it's hard to believe. It's not like you're going to get someone to just take your word for it. But I know that it happens. So I'm confident to share that. And it's just something that the Lord, I think, allowed at that time, just to show me that, yeah, it was all real. You have picked the right side, and these things are not happy about it. That's kind of what I got from that. So like, there'll never be somebody to tell me, oh, the Bible isn't real because of X, Y, and Z, or this history is not true, or it was made by man. No, because of what I've been through, I always look back to that. So if I ever have a struggle with faith, I'll always remember that. And there's no explanation for it. What happened is what happened. And I'll never forget it.
We will have struggles with faith. Absolutely. We always do. Some people find it a lot easier than others, but yeah, we do struggle with faith sometimes.
So I'm thankful that the Lord allowed that, even though it was very frightening. But he did it for a reason. And that's just something I learned from that. So that's September. So this was in June still. So a couple months later, that's when I joined Bible college. I didn't join it to become a pastor or preacher or teacher or get a doctorate or anything. I just didn't know about God. I didn't know about Christianity. So that's where I thought I could learn about God. I mean, I was reading the Bible, but I didn't know how a Christian was supposed to live their life. So most of my teaching came from there, from Bible college, and it really showed me the effect of God on the demonic when I went on my first mission trip, which was a couple of months into my Bible college days.
Yeah, we'll talk about your mission trip later. But for now, I want to give you the opportunity to talk to people that might be interested or involved in Wicca, in witchcraft, and the occult. Having lived everything that you lived, if you could speak to them and tell them a message, what would you say?
Whatever it is, your draw to the occult and into witchcraft is not just you wanting it. There's a big part of demons and the demonic side of nature that is slowly guiding you into it. And the reason they're trying to get you into it is because they want to separate you from God. They want you to not look into Jesus.
That's certainly true. They do want you separated from God, without a doubt.
They want to keep you
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
as far away from being a believer in Christ as possible. But then they will try their best to end you after that. So it's a very dangerous thing. You might see that your spells are working. Of course they work. I've been there, I've done that. You might have problems with drugs. You might have problems with addictions, and you might have problems with pornography, lust, all sorts of things. At least that's what I found myself gravitating to when I was getting into the occult. And as I got deeper into these things became stronger and stronger and stronger in my life. And they will get to a point where you are condemned. You're not a believer in Jesus. You have no safety. And they know that. And if you continue on this path, you will be damned for eternity. And when I say that I'm obsessed with immortality, it's still true to this day. But I know that I have it because I believe in Jesus Christ. He came as a sacrifice and died for us, for our sins, taking the place of us on the cross. We're deserving of it. We broke the law of God.
I'll correct that. I wouldn't say we're immortal. Say we're eternal. The difference. I think there's a difference. I would say eternal. I mean, you could say immortal as well, but yeah. Seems like you in this body like can never be destroyed. You know, destroyed. Yeah. Sorry, destroyed. Destructed. It makes sense in a roundabout way. But yeah, no, I'd rather use eternal, because there's life ongoing after this.
Yeah, and Moral More says that they can't physically kill you. Yeah, your body will perish.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
We're unrighteous beings when sin
There could be only one.
And you just need to accept Christ. If you're even curious as an atheist, just give him a try. Just call out to him and ask him to show you that he is real, and he won't let you down. I'm confident in that. So if you ask, he will show you, and he wants to because he loves you. Unlike the occult and unlike demons, they hate humanity. They hate every single one of us. They might try and get you to believe that you're their friend, they're your friends, or that they love you, or that you're a chosen person. But these are the simple lies that they tell everyone. At least they told me that. So don't buy into their games. Don't buy into their lies. It's all they do. They might feed you a little truth here and there, especially if you're into tarot, but that just keeps you coming back for more. They don't actually tell you the true truth of things. They'll give you a little nugget of truth and a little another seed until you keep following those seeds and you get pulled further and further into their hands. And I just want you to know that if you recognize this, at least if you hear me say this to you, this is your wake-up call for that, because don't say the Lord hasn't warned you, because he loves you and he wants you into his kingdom. So seek him and seek him alone.
And that's true. I still think he's a little green. I do think he's probably made an attempt to give his life to the Lord, but I still think, I feel that he's still got a little foot in the old life. You know, I think he's trying to be more than lukewarm, but he's still lukewarm at the minute. I think that's just my discernment. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, that's it. And cool. We managed to get through it. Thank you, Flats, for not going on. But somebody said there could be only one, so it kind of reminded me in something. You know what I mean? Kind of reminded me on this.
What is the only one? Can you give me a definition for that? Only one what?
McLeod from the clan McLeod.
A Highlander. Yeah, I'll take the high road.
Because you were born different, men will fear you. tried to drive you away.
I'm Connor McCloud. I am immortal.
I'm immortal. Go on, Queen. It's mad that they got a Frenchman to play a Scotsman, and they got the Scotsman, Sean Connery, to play a Spaniard with a Scottish accent.
He didn't fool me.
Always me.
This is going to have to be done on a movie night. Now I see this. Now it's got to be done on a movie night.
Yeah.
Weaker.
We'll do Highlander 1 and 2. Highlander 1 and 2 in the same night.
Didn't they get a different guy to play McLeod in the second one though?
Yeah, no. Second was
Same guy.
they did a series. Which was Duncan MacLeod.
Yeah, that series.
A different one. Yeah. But there is one where there's a cameo where Connor MacLeod meets Duncan MacLeod. They come together in the series, in the TV series.
Yeah, I watched that for sure when I was growing up.
I only seen a little bit of it. It was in the 90s.
Here we are, with the princes of the universe. Here we belong, fighting for survival. We've got to be the rulers.
Oh well. Well, when I do Highlander, I'll do Pet Cemetery at the same time. When I do that. But tonight is Johnny Dangerously and Minority Report. And tomorrow night will be boxing night. So we're doing a few boxing matches. Probably no movies. Do some boxing matches and might do some still game and all that tomorrow night.
What you gonna do, Buster Douglas?
So yeah, Buster Douglas and Riddick Bowe and Vander Holyfield. We can watch a few.
There can be only one.
There you go.
Why did they choose Queen for the soundtrack, though? That's my question.
Well, I like the soundtrack, to be honest. I really do. I like Queen as the soundtrack. I think it's ace. Absolutely. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, that's it, guys. Nice one. We managed to get it done. Cool. I'll be on again at 11 p.m. So how long from now? So it's 10 to 7. So 4 hours. 4 hours away. I'll get the stream sorted out and get it out. So we'll do a little topic in YouTube, and then we'll continue over and Rumble with Johnny Dangerously and Minority Report. I've already got them saved, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Right?
I did 4 applications while we did all that.
Did you? Fair play, guys. Fair play.
Well, since the other job is not guaranteed me, I want to make sure I got something.
Aye. Hopefully you get something out of it, man. That'd be cool. Actually, let's go back to some old ones. Let's do this one.
Well, they got Royal Perks at Burger King.
Nice. Right, guys, I'll play out with a song of some sort. Let's do Harry Macker. Let's do Harry Macker. Yeah. Cancel that. Presente.
Well, hopefully Lev shows up. I'll put them a post in.
I've got a few of them. I don't know if I played these other ones. Played that one already. Play this one. Play this one.
Dude, I am good. It's nice to be on with you, man. Living legend, huge fan.
Yeah, come on, bring the drums in. Yeah, skills, get the song in. Listen, yeah. Turn it up, turn it up, so up. It's happy hour, y'all. It's happy hour, y'all. We got the power, y'all. Not no cowards, y'all. It's okay. Listen. Sometimes in life, yo, we in trouble. Some days we have to struggle. Some days it feels harder. Some days there's trade-offs and barters. Some days it's hard to rise from bed. Some days hard to mute all the voices up in your head. Some days It feels like life is trying to press down on us when we deal with that stress. And it feels like life's a mess, and we start to feel anxiety. Some days it's hard to maintain sobriety. Some days it's hard to focus on my goals. Some days I feel twisted up in my soul. Some days I feel like I ain't got the vision. Some days I feel like I don't know what to say and nobody to listen in the first place. Feel like my pain can't be erased. Feel like someone's behind me trying to chase. Feel like my day has been laced with all that negativity. Feel like I can't rise more exquisitely. I feel like bad vibes start to visit me. I start to ask why. Then I remember that I open both eyes. I'm a human, it can't all be highs. We gotta deal with lows. Through life we improvise. And when we in them low valleys, feeling like we'll never see that peak, feeling like we'll never make it, yo, remember that thought's cheap. It'll pass on its own if we simply observe. We gotta remember to find them positive words. When I'm speaking to myself, I'm striving not to be mean. I'm trying to see the future with a vision that's clean. I'm trying to shine like high beams, but I have to recognize if I can't see the goal with my eyes, this moment will pass, there'll be a new day. I tell myself it's okay to not be okay. This is part of humanity, part of the experience. The good and the bad, we stay hearing it. The ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. It all comes with this life path that we chose. And to be honest, we ain't even choose. One day we opened our eyes and our body started to move. We cried the first moment we came up out the womb. We cry as soon as we're born, not knowing that soon we'll learn how to laugh, we'll see how to smile. We'll see it when the mother reflects it back to the child. And both of those will stay with us till the end of time. Both the tears and the smiles, both the darkness and the shine. So we proceed and keep going higher. When I spit these lyrics, I'ma fill y'all up with fire. Dealing with the dark time in my life currently. Dealing with a lot of uncertainty. Feeling like I wish I had someone to assure me it would be okay. But that's not always how it works. I stay with this moment and I stay with the discomfort. Stay with the way that I'm feeling. Knowing I can overcome the cards that they dealing. Knowing with the bad comes the good. And with each step I take, I make it more understood. Drowning in the ashes, I ain't never seen this. Knowing I'ma rise out them ashes like the phoenix. Listen, we about to recover and go higher than ever. Spitting bars off the top that are clever. With pain we can't measure, comes the medicine. I ain't trying to preach like the reverend. I got so many more questions than I got answers. I learn about myself when I spit stanzas. I learn about my strength when I make videos. I learn about the world when I meet people and hear me spit the flow. I learn about traveling across the earth. I learn something new with every verse. I learn from Nas, I learn from Jay, I learn from Big, I learn from Black Alicious ever since when I was a kid. I learned from DJ Apostle up at Ethos. I learned from my pops, my moms, my sister, and so many people. I learned from my wife, that's my partner. I learned from my team members, they be working harder than I could even imagine. I learned from my passion. I learned from the worst things in my life that has happened. When I broke my leg, I learned how to heal. And in this moment, I'm about to learn how it feels to lose everything and take the steps necessary to rebuild. Damn, and when I spit, hope you feel how we feel. When we spit, hope you feel everything we going through. I open up my chest, my heart and soul is what I'm showing you. Listen, I came to blast the free. I hope my life's an example of utmost tenacity. I hope my life's an example of getting trampled and getting back up and not coming.
Yeah, George Foreman's dead.
Is he?
No way. Yeah, Vicky's just told me that George Foreman's dead.
When did he die?
Shame, man. He was a Christian boy. At least he's going to be with the Lord. At least he's going to be with the Lord. Wow, man.
I got to find
Good
out when he
boxer as
died.
well. Good boxer as well. A clumsy boxer, but a good boxer. Wow. Bless his family.
To a standstill and opening your heart to kindness and realizing if we try harder our heart we can't align this and realizing it's less about talking, more about listening. I hope when I rhyme I'm shining and glistening. What? That tenacity to carry on. We demonstrating that on every song. Times in my past I did much wrong. Times in my past, yo, I felt like a pawn. I said that tenacity to elevate, and when we hit them peaks we gon' celebrate. Trying to be the greatest all up in the sport like Cash is the meanest. Rhyme Phoenix rising out the ash.
Well, I know he's just about to finish that. Tomorrow then, after I do the Riddick Bow and that bite, I'll have to get a George Foreman one out. I'll have to get a George Foreman one out.
Okay. Can I
Tomorrow
read
night, so yeah, I'll have to get a George Foreman one out as well, definitely. Don't know which one. One where he wins, obviously. I'm not going to get his Muhammad Ali one out. We've already done that anyway. Maybe when he took the title from Frazier.
Yeah.
Maybe when he took the title from Frazier. What round did he do it in? Hold on a minute.
I think the 8th round, maybe.
What round did Foreman take the title from Frazier?
I can read the article on how he died at 76.
Wow.
Family confirmed it on Instagram. What is known about his death it's not official cause of death is in a statement.
2 rounds, technical knockout, 135 of the second round. Wow, so we'll have to do a couple of George Foreman's then.
Yeah. Doesn't
Right.
say
Anyway.
anything why he died though in this article.
Yeah, well, I think they leave that for a little while, don't they?
Yeah.
Because there might be an inquest, there might be something going on. I don't know. They might leave that for a little bit.
He had 12 kids, dude.
Natural causes, it says, Vicky said. Cool. So we'll have to. I'll do the Riddick one and all that, and we'll do it tomorrow night, and then we'll do a couple of George Foreman's, I suppose. Gotta have to do it, man. He was a Christian boy, so why not? Why not? He gave his life to the Lord, so yeah, let's do it.
Well,
Do that tomorrow.
he left a $10 million estate.
Yeah, I'll actually dedicate the stream to George Foreman. Why not?
Nice. Well, you know I love George, so
Yeah, why not? Why not? Cool guy. Right, guys. Bless yous. I'll leave it there. Thanks for joining us. I will be back in 4 hours for movie night. We'll do a little topic. I don't know what yet. I'll sort that out. And then we'll do the movies on Rumble, Minority Report, and Johnny Dangerously. Wait! Bless you guys. Love yous. Hear the sunset's free. It's free.
Indeed.
Ta-da.
That was nice.